We are coming to you live here tonight from East Kentwood High School, where it will be the Sailors doing battle with conference foe Forest Hills Eastern. I'm Joey Sutherland, and you might be saying, wait, that is not Bob Sack. You would be correct. I am covering. I'll do my best to try to keep you entertained to the level that Bob would. But joining me, and he'll be able to keep us entertained throughout the night, is my tag team partner and good friend, Arlen Gaddy. Arlen! Boy, oh boy, am I excited about having an opportunity for you and I to call this game tonight.
Yeah, Joey, this is going to be exciting. You know, when you say that, I'll at least keep us entertained. I don't know if that means from a comedic standpoint or just from an expert analysis, but either way, it's going to be an entertaining game for us tonight.
And it is, and as we look at this game here tonight, you know, one of the things that really steps out, while it is not a guarantee, a victory today for South Christian is almost a guarantee into the playoffs, and it's even bigger in the conference as these two teams are right in the thick of things.
Yeah, almost. I mean, these two teams, they're number 3 and 4 in the OK Gold. Here's South Christian coming in tonight, 4-2 overall, 3-1 in the conference. They had that hiccup against East Grand Rapids, and so, I mean, they talk about a banana peel. They're kind of wishing that they had that game back now. Kind of went back and forth, but the Sailors came up on the short end. Man, does they wish they could get that game back. Now, you're coming out here tonight. Every game is important. We don't want to kind of sound cliche-ish, but they got to win this game tonight, Joey, if they want to have a chance at qualifying for the playoffs. So you can't look past this Forest Hills Eastern team.
No, and that's the thing about conference football, especially in West Michigan. It doesn't matter if you're the first team in the conference or the bottom team. You know you're going to have a dogfight, and I think that's what we're going to have here today. And it's really interesting. I want to kind of pick your brain on this one. You'll be talking to Zach Blackwire here coming up in a few minutes, the South Christian offensive coordinator. What I wanted to kind of touch on is help me out, as I've only been able to look at some of the video. What is the identity of this Sailor offense?
You know, the identity is one of production. So we're not going to talk about how South Christian is a ground and pound, and we're not going to talk about how they're an aerial assault, because different defenses are going to call for different offenses. So we went out to Wayland, where we thought that DeHaan was just going to have an aerial circus fest with those guys. In the flat, crossing patterns, deep posts, skinny posts, rollouts. And what happens? He only throws the ball like 8 times, and South Christian grinds it out on the ground. So the identity of the South Christian offense is wrapped around DeHaan. It's all about finding out what the defense's weakness is and then exploiting that. Now, on the defensive side of the ball, hey, it's all about Jace DeMann. He's the quarterback of that defensive secondary. You know, he picks the pocket of quarterbacks. We've seen him do it all last year. And then he picks right up where he left off and does it again this year. So the identity of this South Christian team is not one-faceted. It's all about production.
Well, production, speaking of production, tonight's game is being presented by our friends at Treadstone, and they are bringing us the action today. But I'd be remiss if I didn't remind you also that today's pregame show is sponsored by Cherry Valley Concrete. So thank you to our friends there as well. I'm going to try to get this in a little better position here and turn it over to you right now. All right.
Well, South Christian fans, we're here with Zach Blackwire, offensive coordinator for the South Christian Sailors. Zach, welcome back again. Here we are. This is, what, week 7 already? Oh, my goodness. Time goes fast.
Yeah, it's crazy. Seems like we just started, but you know what? We're starting to roll a little bit, and I'm really excited about it.
Let's take a quick, let's just rewind the tape for just a moment. Take a look at last week's victory, 49-12 over Kennewa Hills. You know, what did you see in that game that you wanted your offense particularly to work on in this week as we prepare for Forest Hills Eastern? I mean, when you have an offensive show like that, from our listener standpoint, you think like, hokey smoke, everything's great, there's kicking on all cylinders. How do you prepare?
Yeah, so we only had 9 minutes possession, and we scored 49 points, so I couldn't be too upset with that. But what I really like is we're cutting down on the penalties, we're cutting down on the mistakes. And if you watched our first couple games, you noticed that was something that really set us back. We can't play behind the downs, and so that's what I've been really happy with. And then the development of our quarterback has really changed our whole offense. Jake is getting comfortable, and he is exactly what we thought he'd be.
Yeah, Jake DeHaan has really turned it on. I mean, we've seen him just with accuracy with the football, being able to make clear decisions downfield. So, as we talk about these key players, someone that I've seen kind of develop throughout this year, we already knew about his athletic ability, but now we're seeing him actually become a playmaker, and that's Jake Vermaas. Tell us just a little bit about him and how you're able to kind of get him into the game. We've seen him kind of come in as a backup quarterback, but my goodness, you talk about versatility.
Yeah, so we like Jake a lot. If you've been to any South Christian basketball games, you know that kid's an athlete. So we definitely want to get him on the field more. So this week we moved him to running back. You might see him a little bit there. We've had Nate Brinks out for the last couple weeks, and we said, hey, he's running really well in open field. Let's try him out at running back, and we were really happy with what we saw. So you might see some of that tonight.
Well, you talk about roses and thorns. A thorn from last week is that he only carried the ball one time, but the roses, they went 81 yards and took it to the house. So it's going to be interesting to see, how him playing running back in the rotation with some more carries, how that looks. Hey, let's talk a little bit about tonight's opponent, the Eagles of Forest Hills Eastern. Typically South Christian has had a great deal of success. It's one of a newer rivalries between these two teams. But tell us a little bit about what you're expecting tonight.
They're a scary team. Every time we play them, I know how well coached they are. And then they've made some deep runs the last few years in the playoffs. And so they're a lot like us, I think. They start out the year maybe a little slower. Maybe they don't put as much work in the offseason, kind of like us. I'm sure they put a lot of work in, but they develop their kids, and it shows that they're really good coaches. And by the end of the season, they're really hitting on all cylinders. So they definitely scare me, and they're a great opponent, and I'm excited to see what we do tonight.
Well, it's going to be a great contest tonight between two well-coached teams. Number 3 and number 4 in the OK Gold. It's going to be a slugfest, I think. But Coach Blackwire, thank you so much for giving us the pregame. Have a great game tonight.
Thanks, Arlen. Appreciate it.
All right. That, of course, was offensive coordinator Zach Blackwire for South Christian. And we're about 10 minutes away from the start of the game here. And you kind of pick up on a few of the buzzwords right there. It really, to me, Arlen, it sounds like even the coaching staff for South Christian thinks that there's still more to see. We haven't seen the best of this offense yet.
Yeah, and that's just classic South Christian coaches talk. There's always going to be something to work on. I was not expecting to hear Coach say, well, penalties. We got to cut down on the penalties because typically South Christian is a disciplined, well-coached football team. Time of possession. What used to be a ground and pound is now a quick strike offense. And there's good and bad with that. The quick strike is that you get on the scoreboard quickly. The negative on that is that it allows the other team to get right back on the field. So if you can have a long, sustained offensive drive from your 20 to the goal line, it's going to soak up maybe 4 to 5 minutes off of the clock. And when those types of possessions happen, well, there's only going to be 8 possessions in a football game. So if you could score on half of those possessions and then limit your opponent to 5 or more punts per game, well, that's Barney Rubble math. You're going to win that football game.
Well, I tell you, if it was as easy on the X's and O's as what you're doing right now, you and I are on our way to the Lions because they could use you immediately.
That's right.
I tell you, a thing that was brought up, and we have in the quarterback Jake DeHaan, who is really, you've talked about it, and you heard Coach Blackwire talk about it, the maturity and growth, they're starting to see what they expected out of him. Now, the funny thing is if you look back in the last 10 years for the Sailors, they've had some pretty doggone good quarterbacks, and is this the next in the line of a Friday night quarterback who's going to eventually be playing on Saturdays when he graduates?
Yeah, well, Jake DeHaan, he has the ability to clearly see the field. He makes very good reads. And what's different about him is that if you rewind the clock to say, for instance, a Johnny Wasik, who is going to have 400 yards passing, 200 yards rushing, in any given game because he was just that type of athlete. What's different about Jake DeHaan is that he's not going to run the ball that much. He doesn't have to. He's able to make clear reads down the field. The game's not too fast for him, and he's able to get the ball out of his hands quickly.
All right, we're going to step out for a quick word from our sponsors. We'll be back with you.
In just a moment, you are watching and listening, I should say, getting used to this. Today's pregame show brought to us by our friends at Cherry.
A reputation of excellence throughout the industry and the community. Call Treadstone today for any of your mortgage needs.
Guess what? We're hiring at Culver's. That means if you're up for welcoming families with coworkers who feel like family, and you have a thing for fresh frozen custard, and for growing your career in a place you can be proud of, you're our kind of people. So join the Culver's team. Apply at culvers.jobs.
All right, welcome back here, sports fans. Joey Sutherland with you here on the campus of East Kentwood High School. Joining me, of course, is Arlen Gaddy, and we want to thank you for joining us here on both the MichiganSportsRadio.com's coverage of today's game, but also with all of our dear friends in the Sailor Zone joining us on the South Christian YouTube sports site. So thank you all for joining us here today. As we're just a few moments away, they're actually getting into the coin toss right now, so we're going to find out who's going to get the ball here to start the game. And I want to remind you that today's game is presented by our friends from Treadstone, and that concludes today's pregame show, which was sponsored again by our friends over at Cherry Valley Concrete. So, Arlen, I did not pick up on who won the toss. Did you happen to see it?
No, we didn't get that, Joey, so I guess we'll find out when the teams enter the field. So a couple of keys to the game here, particularly for South Christian. Number one, as we mentioned with Coach Blackwire, engage Jake Vermas. We're going to see him in the backfield a little bit more tonight, typically as the backup quarterback. But tonight we're going to see him carrying the rock to see how he's able to get downfield and capitalize on what was a great debut last week. Secondly, South established a quick strike offense early in this game because who knows what the weather's going to do. Right now, it's started to clear up a little bit, but I think we're going to have some rain coming in. But get a quick start on through the air, get points on the board, because if we have a downpour, what that does is dramatically changes the type of offense a South Christian can run. For Forest Hills Eastern, two things. Maintain that base man defense. Don't get sucked up and go into cover one trying to get pressure on DeHaan because he'll pick you apart. Don't go too deep with cover three because then you have South Christian's running back that'll just run the ball down your throat. Our keys to the game.
All right. It will be the Sailors kicking off. Back deep to return. It will be Forest Hills Eastern. They pick it up by the back man. It's going to be a Starburst trying to get around the left end over to the 25 and brought down at about the 29. And that is where the Eagles will begin their opening possession here, or Forest Hills Eastern will begin their opening possession here today. 1st and 10 from the 20. We're officially going to say, I thought it was the 27. Now it looks like they're moving it up to the all the way to the 30. And I don't, if he got to the 30, I didn't see that. But it's nice and easy math. There you go.
Well, fortunately, the officials are right on the field on top of it. And that's probably where we would have marked it up here. But we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. A little trickeration to open up the football game for the Eagles.
Steal it right out of the Rockford Rams playbook, that starburst. It's become pretty famous in the last 20 years in this area. Out of the shotgun will be Forest Hills Eastern on their opening possession. Ball in the left hash mark, going right to left on your dial, and it's an inside handoff, little bit of a hole, tries to go around the right tackle, picks up about 6 yards over the 35 to the 36. I believe that was number 25 running the ball, Max Farrick, the senior for Forest Hills.
Nice seal block there by Connor Bramble, the big offensive tackle for Forest Hills Eastern. He was able to really create some space there for.
I like the jump cut there right at about 2 yards in the backfield. That was able to buy his line enough time to open a slight hole on the right side. Second and short now, sticking with the pistol. Looking over the defense, ball still on the left hash mark. Takes a snap straight up the middle. Keeper, he's going to follow the blocks and pick up the first down. A back-to-back gains of over 6 yards there, and a good start for Forest Hills. A little surprising here. The Sailors have not clogged the hole on the first.
Yeah, well, you nailed that, Joey, because if you can move the chains on your first possession, it gives you some confidence, particularly when you're an underdog coming into a contest. Get a fast start out, move the chains, march the ball down the field.
Absolutely, and as I said, a good start here for Forest Hills Eastern. They break the huddle, keeping a couple guys in the backfield, joining the quarterback, senior, Startbucker. And he takes a high snap, gives it straight up the middle once again. And this time, the defensive line says, no soup for you, and closes it quickly. It's going to be a loss. They're going to give him back to the original line of scrimmage, no more.
Yeah, Kazdale just wasn't able to get any daylight. So give credit to the South Christian defensive front, particularly number 20, Sawyer Tenhave, because he was able to come up from the linebacker position or kind of a defensive end spot and crash down and really stop any type of gain that the Eagles were going to get. Now they're behind the chains. It's going to be a 2nd and 9.
Big, longer second down coming up here. Sticking with the shotgun. It actually looks like almost like a wing T here. Waits for the snap, gets it, and it's going to be delayed. Actually pulls it back, drops back to pass. Got a lot of time, throws it up in the air. It's caught. A nice pitch and catch. Gets it down into South Christian territory, all the way down to the 29. Boy, you just cannot give any quarterback that much time. He's eventually going to find one of only two. That was a 28-yard pitch and catch for the first down.
Yeah, it was a great throw because he threw it right into double coverage between Seth Ritzma and Peter Veldhuisen, but they weren't able to crash down soon enough.
All right, so another good drive continuing here. And it's going to bring up a first down for the first time in negative territory inside South Christian land here at the 29. Single back joining out of the pistol. Motion on the play goes number 18. And it's a high snap once again, and it's going to be trying to get around the right end, and actually a good job of sealing it, but somehow Forest Hills is still able to pick up about 2 on the play. Now that was a very patient run there, but credit to the Sailors defense. They still contain that edge on the end.
Yeah, so what's the most important thing to do if you're on the defensive edge? If you're an outside linebacker or a defensive end, you cross the line of scrimmage, force the play back inside so that your inside linebackers can come with pursuit and make the tackle. But what happens there? The Forest Hills offensive line, they're getting penetration, and they're able to put body on body and push the South Christian defensive line back. 2nd and 8 for the Eagles.
From the 27 on the 2nd down and 8, sticking with a shotgun. 2 receivers on the strong side of the field. The ball's on the right hash mark. Motion on the play, and it's going to be fake the end around. Quarterback keeper trying to get around the left end, but what an open field tackle. Number 4 just crushes him, and who is that? Clayton DeCam. He made a huge open field tackle, a loss of 3.
Oh, just a great job by Clayton DeCam. He keeps his eyes up, doesn't fall for the fake, stays home, shows a disciplined disciplined athlete and makes the tackle. So one thing, Joey, I got to correct. I've been calling them the Eagles. They're the Hawks of Forest Hills East.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness.
I thought I had it wrong, so I had to double-check that one myself. I was like, did they change the name? And I wasn't aware of it because I have it in all my script stuff.
So all my friends in Ada, I apologize. The Hawks.
All right. Thank you. I feel better. I thought I faux pod here. Late delay, and we got a late whistle here by the officials, and that's going to lead to a timeout by Forest Hills Eastern. So the Hawks are going to call the timeout here.
Well, tonight's contest is brought to you by Paris Motors. We're for over 60 years. The Paris Motors family has provided reliable transportation at a fair price. Check out their inventory at parismotors.com. Hey, they'd love to earn your business. Tough Turf Mold Busters, your local lawn and pest experts. Their green and orange vehicles with the mole on the roof really stand out, and so does their service. While they're mostly known for mold control, hey, they also take care of chipmunks, moles, voles, mosquitoes, fleas, ticks, you name it, they take care of it. Their lawn fertilizing and aeration program takes the worries out of having a good-looking lawn all season. Tough Turf Mold Busters probably already has customers in your neighborhood, so check them out. Tough Turf Mold Busters.com.
Outstanding. Well, I tell you, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say this, but that hit on a second down there by DeCam, that has to be in consideration already for a Bob's Collision hit of the game. That was just such a huge stick in the backfield.
Yeah, Bob's Collision. You know, Randy Bronkema and his team over there do an outstanding job. It's not a good thing when you know your auto body person by first name, but they've been taking care of me for 20 years.
Big third down and 12 back at the 31. Under center for the first time today. Drops back to pass. It was actually a Statue of Liberty play. What a great fake inside the 20. 10, 5, touchdown. Holy cow, a 31-yard run for number 21, Kazdale. And I tell you what, that was one of the best Statue of Liberty plays I have seen in a long time.
That was fabulous. I thought Stratbucker, the quarterback for the Hawks, still had the football, and I'm following him wondering why is he stopping when he had the Statue of Liberty play, and Kazdale takes it right up the gut, slices between two South Christian defenders, and finds his way into the end zone.
So Kazdale, the junior, with a huge conversion on that third down and 12. It was back at the 31, and the Hawks draw first blood with that 31-yard touchdown run. Point after coming up here, it's Van Andel in an attempt to kick it. Puts it up, spotted, end over end. It splits the uprights, and with 7:29 to go in the first quarter, you got to say a little bit of a shock as the Hawks take their opening possession and end up marching it 70 yards for a score.
Yeah, well, for the Hawks of Forest Hills Eastern, that is exactly the way you want to open up a football game. You take the opening kickoff and you march it the length of the field. You need a little trickeration. You start out with the starburst, and then you end it with the Statue of Liberty. But you know what? Whether you march it straight, march it down throats, or if you do the trigger, doesn't matter. They're both worth 6 points. So just like that, the PAT is good. That scoring drive by the Hawks of Forest Hills Eastern, 7 plays covering 70 yards, with Kazdale on a 31-yard scamper to the end zone, 4 minutes, 26 seconds off the clock. Just like that, it's the Hawks 7, Sailors 0.
Indeed it is. So now it will be, and you never say your first possession of the game is big, but there's a little bit of importance to this opening possession coming up here for the Sailors.
Yeah, you have to answer, first of all. What you don't want to do is have a 3 and out and then punt the ball right back to the Hawks, because that's just going to increase their confidence.
Squib kick, it's going to be picked up at about the 9. Middle of the field over the 20. Good block, 30. Still on his feet and finally brought down at the 35. A solid return there. I believe that was number 22, Van Solkema, who had the return, and it's going to give South Christian a great starting possession.
Yeah, good starting position by the Sailors, starting at their own 35-yard line. Chandler Van Solkema, starting running back for the Sailors, has just had an outstanding senior campaign, really on both sides of the football, but we've seen him really take control of that backfield and that single setback position.
All right, here we go. The first opportunity today, see Jake Don out of the shotgun. Single receiver to his left. Waits, looks over the defense. Now he's going to roll to the strong side of the field, puts it up, and it's a little bit underthrown. It's going to hit the turf, incomplete at the 40. He actually had him open, and that's probably one he would like to have back.
Yeah, on a 5-and-out route. Ball came up just a little bit short for Jace DeMann. We've seen the man just really get the job done on the defensive side of the ball. He's a playmaker, and they want to really get him more engaged in the offensive side of the ball and brought him in a slot receiver probably 3 games ago.
All right, 2nd down and 10 coming up. Motion on the play. There goes Demand. Now he sets, waits for the snap. It's going to be an inside handoff straight up the middle. Good blocking over the 40, close to the 41. A pickup of 5, probably closer to 6. And that's my kind of football right there, Arlen, running between the tackles.
Yeah, give credit to the offensive line of South Christian. They fired off of the ball. A little undersized compared to the Hawks of Forest Hills Eastern, but just really tenacious.
All right, quick picking up the tempo here right now are the Sailors. It's going to be a fake, the handoff, and a quick slant. He had him open, but good defense there by number 5. Breaks it up, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. And you talked about not wanting a 3 and out, but it's 4th and 4 in your own territory, and you got to think the punting unit's coming out.
Yeah, Sage Olanichek from Forest Hills Eastern does a great job of really defending the inside slant. So difficult to defend that type of play. You got to get to the spot where the ball is going before the receiver gets there.
DeHaan kind of tricks them out thinking he was going to be out of the shotgun. Now he backs up into the punt. A little bit of a motion, trying to get it to draw off sides. Nothing there. Got all the time in the world. It's a fake. He makes the catch, and he's going to get the 1st down. Oh, pulled right out of the trickery there. Wide open was Ritzema, and just a great job. DeHaan got the snap, waited a second. There was no pressure coming. He made a nice pitch and catch at the 54, 1st down.
Ritzema releases off the line of scrimmage, and no one on the Hawks team really saw him come off. He does a 10 and out, wide open, 1st and 10. South Christian has a new set of downs.
Right at midfield here, they'll continue the drive, and it's going to be an inside handoff. Where's a big hole inside Forest Hills Eastern territory. He's going to be inside the 45, down to the 43. A pickup of 7, maybe 8 on the play. 2nd and we're going to call it 8.
Yeah, good running there by Van Salkema, following his blocks, picking up a nice gain on 1st down.
Back to the pistol here on 2nd and short. Good pressure. Right up the middle once again. Oh, it looked like there was a hole. It closed quickly. Nice job there by the Hawks of closing that hole. But it's going to be close to the 1st down. They're only giving them about 1.5 yards. It's going to set up a 3rd, and we're going to call it 6 inches.
Yeah, so the Sailors had a bunch formation. They had 2 tight ends, or 2 tackles, to the right of the offensive line. I thought they were going to go a little bit wider with that play, but still 3rd and 1 for the Sailors.
Only 3 down linemen here in this 3rd and short. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper. He's got the 1st down inside the 35, and it brought, a big tackle of DeHaan as he gets inside the 30 down to the 27, and a 1st down. Pick up a 14 on the play.
That's the X factor that DeHaan brings into the game. You're so used to seeing him get the job done with his arm, and then on the 3rd and short, he tucks it, picks up the 1st down on the ground.
I love the pace here by South Christian on this drive. Fakes the inside handoff, drops back to pass, late pressure coming, has a man wide open, inside the 20, the 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown Sailors. And just like that, they answer it with a 27-yard pitch and catch for the score.
Then Salkema coming out of the background, play action, right through the line of scrimmage. No linebackers picked him up. The safety is too far off from the play, wide open. Give credit to DeHaan. He's able to spot him, release the ball, and just like that, the Sailors on the scoreboard.
And I tell you what, Arlen, that was a case of the run setting up that pass right there.
That's right. On the play before that, we saw DeHaan pick up the 1st down. And what happens? He gets the attention of the safety, so the safety is now kind of looking into the backfield instead of looking at his target.
Was that Nate Brinks who knocked that point after through? It is. The point after's good. And with 5:40 to go, the Sailors say, oh, no, we're not to be outdone here. They tie the game at 7 apiece.
Since 1976, Cherry Valley Concrete has provided quality concrete construction packages to project owners across West Michigan and beyond, including poured walls, footings, precision flat work, and more. Whether your project is residential or commercial, Cherry Valley Concrete is committed to on-time, on-budget, and on-schedule service. Check them out today online at cvconcrete.com. That scoring drive by South Christian, 8 plays covering 65 yards, only 1:17 off of the clock. The PAT is good, and just like that, we're all knotted up at 7-7 apiece, 5:40 remaining in the 1st quarter.
Really interesting on that is both teams were able to take their opening drive, march it down, and score. But the interesting part is the fact that I think both defenses actually have looked relatively okay going into that. Sorry.
Yeah, they've looked sharp. I mean, both of these teams coming out, scoring on their first offensive possessions, marching the ball down the field, clean game.
All right, here comes our third kickoff already of the first quarter with 5:40 to go here in quarter number one. 7-7 is our score. A little pooch kick. It's going to go all the way back to the 15, picked up, tries to cut back to the middle of the field to the 20, 25, open field, 30, finally brought down at the 35. There was a lot of dancing around, dipping and doing, and finally number 10, Fritzema, was brought down, the sophomore. Nice return.
Yeah, very nice return coming out, allowing the blocking to develop. South trying to avoid the getting caught with the Hawks going in that starburst again, so they squib kick.
And I have no problem with that one if you keep it in the middle of the field. I just don't like to see that go out of bounds, but he kept it in the field. And while the Hawks are actually going to start with decent field position, I like the decision anyway to squib it. 1st and 10, ball at their own 35. Out of the pistol, motion on the play. Ball in the middle of the field, going right to left on your dial, towards the north end of the field. Inside handoff, straight up the middle. A little bit of a hole, closes quickly, but still continues to get three or so yards on every one of those runs between the tackles.
Yeah, this really is a bend, don't break type of defense for the Sailors. So they'll give up 2 yards of play, maybe 3 yards of play, and then tighten up on the 3rd and short.
Well, we got it for both teams. They've had very few opportunities at the 3rd and short. We've only had 2 so far for between the 2 drives respectively. Breaking the huddle, 2nd and 7 coming up. Out of the shotgun once again. 2 receivers on the strong and weak side of the field. No tight ends in here on this play. High snap, pressure coming. He's going to have to dump it down, and it's going to be incomplete. Nice coverage there by the Sailors, and it's going to set up a 3rd and long.
Yeah, so Joey, on a play like that, so much happens when a snap goes high. It just throws all of the timing off. So on what we just saw there, Stratbucker has to go up for the snap, keep his eyes up there so he can't look downfield. Then he has to find where his receiver is, get some pressure coming in from the offensive linebacker, Colton Skur. So he rolls out, and the pressure causes him to kind of make the bad throw. The timing is off, receiver can't get it. Just so many elements that goes into a successful play, all beginning with the snap.
All right, now Stratbucker was late getting the play from the Forest Hill sideline here. 10 on the play clock as they come out here. Brought in a couple extra tight ends, 2 in the backfield, out of the pistol. Gets the snap. It's the Statue of Liberty play, but it's dropped. Fumble, and I believe it is picked up by South Christian. There's a scramble for it. Let's see. And that one's going to be on, and it is. The Sailors have the rock. That's going to be the first turnover of the game, and a great job defensively there by the South Christian defense.
Exactly what you didn't want to have happen if you were the Hawks. Turn the ball over, worse yet, turn the ball over deep in your own territory. That Statue of Liberty play that worked so well on the offensive touchdown during the Hawks' first possession has now caused them to give up the ball deep in their own territory. It looks like at about their own 32-yard line is where the Sailors are going to set the scrimmage.
Yeah, and it looked like there was a little bit of miscommunication there, whether that was supposed to be the Statue of Liberty or a fake. South Christian looking to answer quickly, hands the ball off, going around the left end, is inside the 30, but a great open field tackle and brought down after a pickup of just 2.5. That was a nice delayed draw there, but an even better job there by Forest Hills containing the edge.
Ashton Thompson, the defender for Forest Hills Eastern, did a great job of closing fast because I thought Ben Salkema had a lot of green space on the outside, but they were able to bring him down for a 1-yard gain.
Dahan out of the shotgun, hands the ball off, this time trying to get around the right end. There wasn't a lot of room there. He's going to be lucky to pick up a yard on the play, and that's going to set up a 3rd down and long, 3rd and 6 with the ball just inside the 30.
Yeah, and so here's where South Christian can be dangerous because you have 2 plays of run action, and now if you're Forest Hills Eastern, you think, is Dahan going to launch it, or is he going to tuck it with a quarterback keeper?
Van Sokema in the backfield joining DeHaan, and is going to fake it to him. Drops back to pass. Late pressure come. Has a man open. Overthrows him. Nearly intercepted. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. And I got to believe this is go for it time.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that, Joey, because with the ball at the 32-yard line, there's no win, and South Christian has a highly capable place kicker. But on this type of, I don't know. This is actually what I would call a gift possession because it was caused by a turnover. So you can be a little risky on this.
What kind of range does Brinks have on the field goals?
We've seen him make up to 45 yards.
Okay, here we go. 4th down. Drops back. Has a man open and broken up. What a great eyes there by number 5. Sage, once again, the senior for Forest Hills. He breaks it up, and it's going to be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, Olenichek, he really timed that perfect. Almost came up for the pick. But he deflects it, and it's no good. So the Hawks dodge a bullet deep in their own territory. After giving up the ball on a turnover, Sailors unable to capitalize just on that prime field position. So they turn over on downs. Let's see if the Hawks can get this train back on the tracks.
The score is 7-7 with 3:21 to go in the first quarter. And we're waiting here for the next snap. It's a high snap. Tries to give it around the right end. Over the 30, 35, still on his feet. And a huge tackle, but not before picking up the first down to pick up a 10 on the play. And again, really impressed by Forest Hill's ability to run outside.
Yeah, they're able to get past the line of scrimmage. And that once you get break through that first barrier, that's going to give you an automatic 3 yards. And if you can get to the second level, now you're really talking about 8+.
Just enough for the first down there. The ball on the 39-yard line. 1st and 10 here for Forest Hills Eastern. And it's going to be a run up the middle again. Another big hole near midfield and brought down just inside South Christian territory to the 49. A pickup of 12 on the play. Make it 13.
Again,
I got to get used to that. Pick up a 13 on the play and the first down.
Again, Peter Veldhuizen from a safety position coming up to make the stop. It's never good on a run play when your safety has to come from 15 yards in the defensive backfield to make the tackle. This is something that I'm sure the South Christian defensive coaching staff is going to take a look at and make some adjustments.
All right, sticking with the pistol. Inside handoff, trying to get around the left end. He's got to try to cut around. Oh, and he's able to juke the one defender. Gets inside the 40, brought down at the 36. They're going to mark him back, though, at the 38, a pickup of 11, and another first down. And right now, they're just shredding the South Christian defense.
And they're doing it to the outside. That's what's so surprising about this, because South Christian has defensive ends that are just stout in their coverage. Number 20, Sawyer Tenhave. And then on the other side, Caden Dykema. But so far, we've seen the Hawks just really have their way on the perimeter with the Sailors.
1st and 10 out of the pistol. And it's a handoff this time trying to get around the right end, but not to be done this time. The Sailors defense is able to close quickly and did not allow him to cut to the outside. It's going to be a loss of 2 on the play back to the 42nd and 12.
So earlier we were talking about the bend, don't break type of defense that South Christian has. Here's an example of it right now. They've given up chunk yardage to the outside, but now they have a 2nd and 12 with the Hawks at the South Christian 40-yard line behind the chains.
All right, they're going to stick with the pistol just to the right of the left hash mark. Single wide out in motion on the play. 2 running backs join him. There's an extra tight end in the game. Blitz coming. It's going to be a delayed handoff. Big hole up the middle. Inside the 30. Down to it's got one man to beat. 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 32. Hard. Yeah, I think he was hog tied down at about the 1. I thought he got in, but the officials are going to mark him at about the 2. What a good run there. A solid run, and it's going to be 1st and goal.
Kudzel getting it done on the outside. He gets past the line of scrimmage, makes a cut to the outside, turns on the afterburners, gets all the way down to the 3-yard line.
First and goal with the ball nestled at the 3-yard line. They're going to stick with the pistol. Good job from the line of scrimmage. This has so far been a battle of the line of scrimmage. Takes his time. Inside handoff to the fullback, who's going to plow forward. He's going to pick up about 2 on the play. It's going to be second and goal now at about the, let's see where they officially mark it, just inside the 2.
We were talking earlier about the South Christian defensive ends. You know, the Sailors are missing Caden Dykema tonight. And, the starter, who's typically will play the wide side on the defensive, from the defensive end position, and just ferocious with his pass rush ability. That may be one of the reasons why we're seeing the success that the Hawks are having with their outside run.
Under 13 seconds to go in the first quarter. The play clock is longer, so they don't have to snap it, but they do, and it's going to be a second man through, but a great job by the Sailors to absolutely deny it on what will be the final play of the first quarter. 12 minutes is in the books. Our score is still tied 7-7 as we get set for the second quarter in just a moment. We will be back in just a second. Keep it here on both Michigan Sports Radio and the Sailor Zone on the South Christian YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
Heart of Gold. You'll find it at Metro Health, University of Michigan Health, where leading heart and vascular specialists are at the forefront of cardiovascular care. You know what else is golden? Our newly expanded office, located at 1310 East Beltline, just off of Lake Drive. You can't beat the location. Look for the Block M, or better yet, schedule an appointment. Online at metrohealth.net/heart-vascular.
Hey, we get it. Right now, searching for the right college is a challenge. At Ferris State, we turn challenge into opportunity so that you don't have to put your life on hold. Study in person, online, or both, whatever's right for you. Our virtual admissions tools let you connect, explore, and enroll. Ferris State University, we're ready when you are to help you move Ferris forward. Go to ferris.edu/now to apply free.
First play of the second quarter coming up here at Falcon Stadium, as it is a 7-7 tie between the Sailors and the Hawks. Third and goal from about the 1.5. Ball now going left to right. Inside handoff, but close quickly. He's not going to get in tonight, and it's going to be 4th and goal from the 2. Holy cow, what a start to the second quarter. And you talked about stingy defense by South Christian. We're seeing that right now.
Once again, the high snap throws the timing off on the play, and it allows the South Christian defensive front to bring penetration. That's led by number 78, Gabriel Kisner, 6'2", 300-pound defensive lineman. That big junior came in and stuffed the hole and prevented the ball carrier, which was Bryson Kazdale, from getting into the end zone.
Braden Stratbucker is getting the play. Now he's finally in the huddle with only 15 seconds remaining on the play clock, only about 45 seconds into the second quarter. This is a big 4th and goal from the 2-yard line. The Sailors would love to get a stop here. Under center this time with only 3 seconds on the play clock. 2 seconds, 1, and there's the timeout. And they forced Forest Hills to use their timeout not even a minute into the second quarter. And that gives me an opportunity to remind everybody that Bob Sack is not able to be here today. I'm Joey Sutherland. Joining as usual, though, is Arlen Gaddy, and it's just a privilege and an honor to be here with you tonight on what has been an entertaining first quarter.
It sure has. It's been a lot of action. We've had scores. We've had 1 turnover, unfortunately, that the Sailors weren't able to capitalize on. That was a great timeout. If I can just go back for a moment, Joey, Coach Schwander, he's at 4th and 1. Or 4th and goal from right about the 3-yard line, it looks like. There's a big difference between 4th and 3 and 4th and 8. So it's a good timeout from the call. Make sure that you have the right people for the right play, because you got to capitalize on this right here. And I like the aggressiveness of it. He knows that if he gets into a shootout with South Christian, he's got to get 6 points, not 3 points.
Absolutely. And I tell you, the one thing, though, the Hawks are going to have to do a better job of getting the play to Stratbucker quicker, because that has been a thorn in their side through the first quarter.
Yeah, we've seen them really cut that thing close down. 3 seconds, 2 seconds left on the play clock.
All right, here we go. Out of the pistol, 4th and goal at the 3. Fakes the inside handoff, rolls to the strong side, throws an alley-oop, and there's nobody there. Great defensive pressure by the Sailors, both in the backfield and in the end zone, and there just was nowhere for him to throw. Turnover on downs.
Well, I'm really surprised at the play call because you've had so much success with Bryson Kazdale running to the wide side of the field. So, even a pitch out, let him get into space so he can turn on the jets and run to the corner of the pylon. Yeah. So far tonight, Kazdale, he has, 102 yards rushing in the first quarter.
Throw that student body left and run downhill, slider style, towards the pylon. 1st and 10 coming up here for the Sailors in the end zone right here. They got to be careful. Hands it straight up the middle. A little bit of a hole, but close quickly. Nice job. He's not going to get nowhere. Number 80 comes up big. I believe that's Vandenberg, the junior for the Hawks, who makes the tackle for no gain. It's going to be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Chandler Van Salkema unable to get any room out there. They're going to give him forward progress, so that'll give him 1 yard. So it's going to be a 2nd and 9 from about the 4-yard line.
A lot of whistles coming on. What's going on?
No power.
Oh, the scoreboard's not running. So, yeah, the officials are waving their arms like crazy, and it's not an aerobics workout, but the power isn't working on the scoreboard right now. So
yeah, in fact, the scoreboard is still showing 4th and 2 from when the Hawks were trying to punch it into the end zone.
And now the scoreboard goes black.
Yeah. So they may have to reset the scoreboard, but the officials are now contemplating keeping time on the field.
And really, and now I thought, we talked about this before the game started. We were expecting the potential of some bad weather here tonight. And while it's been misty, a little bit of rain, we haven't seen anything that resembles thunder or lightning or anything along those lines. But you would think it almost is because we're having this issue with the power.
Yeah, well, what do you call misty rain in October in Michigan? You call it football weather. That's exactly what we have here tonight.
I was going to say Friday night, but exactly. So this is an official's timeout, not charged to anybody else, and that'll give us an opportunity to catch up on some of our sponsors.
Well, Van Dyken Mechanical is a leader in the industrial and commercial mechanical contracting world with design build projects to ongoing maintenance services. Their team brings an unbeatable combination of expertise and integrity to every job. They have a sterling reputation in the West Michigan area with specific experience in pharmaceutical, manufacturing, healthcare, and educational facilities. Van Dyken Mechanical's mission is to provide superior quality HVAC services and systems with unwavering integrity. Van Dyken Mechanical.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Finally back to regular action here. They are keeping the time down on the field. So until we can figure out what the technical snafu is. And it's going to be an inside hand, or fakes the inside handoff. He's going for broke, got a man open, and he just overthrew him just by the hair on his chinny chin chin. Wow. That would have gone to the house.
Jack Skur, he had a step on the defender. Come on, son, you got to leave your feet and die for that thing. And he would have been right at about the 40-yard line. A beautiful pass.
I was going to say the wind played havoc on that, but I look at the Old Faithful, and it hasn't moved an inch since the game started.
Well, now South Christian staring at a 3rd and 9. I love that play call right there. Skur has the size advantage and probably look like a speed advantage.
All right, out of the shotgun once again. It's going to be a fake the inside handoff, waiting, got time. Now he's going to tuck it in and run over the 10. 15's got the first down over the 20. Still on his feet, 25 out of bounds at the 27, but not before picking up a first down. And that's where Jake the man is the man with a 24-yard gain and a first down.
Yeah, what a run right there. Quarterback Jake DeHaan is able to see all of his receivers are covered downfield. Strong coverage by the Hawks, so he tucks it and gets out of the shadow of his own goal post all the way out to the 28-yard line.
Fakes the inside handoff, keeps it himself over the 30, still on his feet, down to the 35. Once again, that's DeHaan, the ball carrier, and he's going to get 8 more, 2nd and 2.
So here's why we're seeing all of this space open up in the middle. When South Christian has the wide formation, the corners, Forest Hills Eastern is in man coverage. And so the linebacker is covering the running backs. That leaves the quarterback unaccounted for.
Out of the shotgun once again. Ball on the left hash mark. It's another quarterback keeper over the 35 to the 40. He's got the first down. Still on his feet. 45 to the 47. A pickup of about 12 on the play. Yep, and it's going to be a first down up to the. They're officially going to mark it. I thought it was going to be at the 46, but now it looks closer to the 47 almost.
Well, give credit to right guard Cameron Van Salkema, 6'3", 260-pound sophomore lineman. He pulls and has a seal block that allowed the Hahn to make the yardage.
Fakes the handoff, drops back to pass, throws it, and good defensive play. He floated that one a little bit, and I think that's one Jake would like to have back. Incomplete pass. It'll just be 2nd and 10. So if you're going to have one that you miss, as long as it doesn't get picked, and fortunately for him, if that was picked, that was a pick 6.
Yeah, one of the dangers is that when you're throwing to the outside, you can't throw short. That's called a touchdown, going the other direction. When you're throwing across the middle, you can't throw long because then you have a safety playing center field.
Over the top, Chet Lemon. Yep. 2nd and 10 at their own 46. Delays the handoff over the 46 into midfield and I believe into Hawk territory. He's going to be marked out at the 49. Pick up a 5 on the play, and that's going to bring a more manageable 3rd and a long 5.
Yeah, so South Christian starting this drive from their own 2-yard line. They've crossed the midfield stripe, and this could be 2-down territory right here because they've been able to really bottle up the Hawks offense.
And he hands it up the middle. I wasn't sure who had it at first, but he did give the ball off. And, of course, it's Van Solkema who has it. And he's going to power forward to the 45, but he is short by about a yard. And it's going to be 4th and 1. 4th and 1 from the 46.
Sailors going up-tempo. Wide formation.
Ball on the left hash mark, waits for the snap, trying to draw him off sides. He's going to keep it himself. He's got the first down inside the 40 all the way down to the 38. And a nice run. And once again, DeHaan just shows that was a run-pass option, and he did a good job of tucking it immediately and getting the first down.
But, Joey, didn't you know that was coming? He's had so much success pulling the ball down with the quarterback keeper.
And I'm surprised they don't have a spy on him yet. First down, play action, drops back, setting up the screen. There's the blockers inside the 35-30. They're not going to catch him. 20, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, touchdown. Oh, baby, giggity goo. He drops a perfect pass to Van Solkema. It is a 38-yard screen pass for the score.
Perfect execution by the Sailor offensive lineman. One block, release. Go to your assigned area and provide seal blocking for Van Solkema. The entire Forest Hills Eastern offensive line comes flooding in, and DeHaan just sinks the ball right over him, and then Van Solkema takes it to the house.
All right, well, with the touchdown, it's now 13-7, point after pending. Sailors ready, high snap, gets it down, the kick, it's up, it's end over end. It splits the uprights, and with some amount of time left in the first half, not 100% sure, the power's back on, but I don't know that the clock is right. It's 14-7 right now in favor of South Christian.
How about that drive for South Christian, taking the football the length of the field from their own 2-yard line. That touchdown drive starting again from the South Christian 2. 8 plays covering those 98 yards, culminating with DeHaan's 38-yard touchdown pass to Chandler Van Solkema. It's his second touchdown, in fact, from DeHaan to Van Solkema, their second touchdown combo for the evening. The PAT is good. South Christian, for the first time tonight, takes the lead 14-7.
And I'll tell you what, Arlen, you're not going to see a better scripted screenplay than what you saw right there. That is how you draw it up. If you go and do a Google search and show a screenplay, you just saw that play right there.
Yeah, I just love the execution on that play. Everyone following their responsibility, flawless execution, and then you allow Van Solkema to turn on the jets and get the ball into the end zone.
All right, here comes the ensuing kickoff right now. And maybe the clock's right now, and now it's saying 6:40. Squib kick down the middle. Oh, it hits one of the Forest Hills players in the face, but he's able to pick it back up, and he's going to be brought down hard inside the 20 at the 17. He pounds the turf because number 2 knew he had some blockers up there, but Dylan Warshorster was not able to get by the first would-be tackler, and that is really going to pin Forest Hills Eastern back.
Well, a little indecision there after the difficulty in fielding the kick. It looks as if they were going to try a reverse, but everything was kind of slow to develop, so he ends up keeping it himself, but just cannot get away from the first defender.
If the clock is right, we have 6:35 to go in the first half, 14-7. South Christian on top here.
It's going the wrong direction. It was at 5 minutes and then 6, and now we're at 6:35.
Motion on the play. It's going to be an end around over the 15, spins out to the 20, close to the 25. Actually a very good run and goes back to the basics for Forest Hills Eastern as they're trying to run around the ends again.
And that's exactly what the Hawks are going to have to do. Get back to doing what brought you success, particularly during the first offensive possession and the third offensive possession when you got down to the South Christian 1-yard line and couldn't punch it in.
All right, breaking the huddle as the 2nd down and 2 comes up with the ball on the left hash mark. For Forest Hills Eastern, they're going from left to right on your radio dial. Stratbucker out of the pistol. 2 receivers on the strong side. Fakes the inside handoff. Actually does give it off. I was fooled on that one, but it's going to be almost no gain. Maybe a half a yard one. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 1.
So you're starting to see on the line of scrimmage, South Christian being starting to dominate over the Hawks. We saw this early on during the touchdown, during that last touchdown attempt by the Hawks. South Christian able to stop them on the goal line defense, and now they're faced with a similar 3rd and 1 from the Hawk 26-yard line.
And let's see what they do here. They're going back to the true pistol. Brought in an extra blocker here, and they're just going to run straight up the middle. And, the second effort gets the first down over the 30 to the 34. Boy, they had him at no gain, but he was able to fight his way forward. That was, I believe, number 21, Bryson Kazdale once again, and he picks up the first down.
Yeah, Kazdale is just a hard-running back. Playing the workhorse role, really, to kind of dish out the punishment on his way to 118 yards on 13 carries.
Just a little pit bull running the ball there. That's what he looks like to me. Biting ankles and still getting forward. 1st and 10 here for Forest Hills Eastern. Ball on the left hash mark once again.
So, Joey, this whole biting ankles thing, I mean, the lines are biting kneecaps. You're talking about biting ankles. I mean, what is this?
Handoff up the middle, and with forward progress, they're going to mark it at the 37. You know, honestly, I know you're going after Campbell for his comments. I was actually thinking about my dog, who actually bites my other dog's ankle. So that's where I was going with it. But I respect you.
Okay, just double checking there, Joey.
I'm a high school teacher. I'm not condoning any biting of ankles. Let's be. Thank you, Bob, for having to move up to give me this opportunity to have some fun here. I've had absolutely already a riot between Arlen and Tim. I'm going to leave here with a grin on my face for sure. 2nd and 6 coming up out of it's closer to a traditional shotgun here. Fakes the inside handoff, drops back to pass, has pressure, had a man open, but he couldn't get it. The pressure was coming up the middle. He had to get rid of it quickly. But fortunately for the Sailors, they were able to get just enough that he wasn't able to complete what would have been a first down.
Yeah, Caden Vandenberg was wide open in the flat, but just like you said, the pressure from the South Christian defensive front caused the early throw. Wasn't able to plant his feet, that being Stratbucker. Couldn't plant his feet, couldn't get a good release. So now South Christian has forced the Hawks into a 3rd and long, actually a 3rd and 7.
What's harder to believe, honestly, is the fact that there's only 3:40 to go here in the first half. This first half, it feels like it's really gone by quickly. Big 3rd down, though, coming up here. The ball's still on the left hash mark for the Hawks, and it's going to be a handoff. It was. He did hand it off, but this time again, the Sailors, they have definitely, even before the halftime speech, have already corrected that far side towards the Forest Hills bench on preventing any running around the end.
Yeah, loss of 1 for the Hawks, and now South Christian takes the timeout, and they see an opportunity to maybe get another possession and get some scores on the scoreboard. Well, Touchpoint 360, a nationwide leader in in-store merchandising and installations, proudly supports the South Christian Sailors and their winning tradition on the football field and in the classroom. Hey, are you handy with tools or home renovation projects? Have you ever worked in retail, or do you like to travel? Touchpoint 360 is now hiring talented individuals in the state of Michigan to join our team and help transform our customer stores. You can learn more by going to their website at touchpoint360.com.
Well, and again, remember, folks, coming up at halftime, we're going to have David Kuhl, the South Christian Athletic Director, will be on. And, Arlen, you're going to have a chance to talk to him about some other exciting stuff going on in the world of Sailor sports at halftime. And that halftime, of course, is going to be our Sobe halftime show. All right, both teams are a little late getting back out there. The officials afforded them a little extra time on that timeout.
Some confusion here with the South Christian personnel grouping.
And, of course, the punting unit is in now for Forest Hills. The ball's going to be snapped at the 37, and it's going to be, he is, let's see if it's roughing or running into. The punter was hit. The official is actually not throwing the flag. He's saying it was tipped, and the punter I don't think he's agreeing. But that is a huge break for South Christian as
oh my goodness, that's a huge break for the Hawks. How did he miss that punt? He was right on top of it with the opportunity to block it, but he must have got a hand on the ball because the official is saying that it's tipped.
And that's the referee, so you're not going to change his mind. But you see 39 coaches for Forest Hills are surrounding the official and saying, allow me to explain what we saw. It was very, of course, calm and collected, no question. Nonetheless, it will be possession going to South Christian, and actually because I was so fixated on the potential block, I didn't realize it turned out to be a decent punt. All the way back, it flipped the field to the 22. Out of the pistol, drops back to pass, has time, throws it underneath in the flat and dropped it. That was Fenema who was unable to hold on to that one, Will, and it's just going to be an incomplete pass, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, uncharacteristic of Will Fenema, typically a sure-handed possession receiver, unable to pull that one in. It's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Sailors. Precipitation is picking up.
I was just going to hit on that one, that you look at the field and you can't really tell, but if you look on the track side, you can see it really is picking up. 2nd and 10, ball on the right hash mark, going right to left, and it's going to be an end around, tried to get around over the 25, still on his feet, nice tap dancing over the 30, fumbles the ball out of bounds, fortunately right in front of the Sailor bench. Possession will stay with South Christian there, and it's going to be enough for a first down.
So South Christian getting it done on the ground through Chandler Van Salkema. 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line.
They're going to keep 2 receivers on the weak side. Drops back to pass once again. Has all the time in the world. Fires it into the flat. Makes a nice pitch catch. It's going to pick up of about 6 on the play. I believe that was who was? Yeah, little miscommunication on the officials. One official actually had it a few yards further than it was.
What's interesting about that for South, when you have double receivers on the short side of the field, that makes it so difficult for the cornerback to cover an entire half.
Quarterback keeper trying to get around the left line. Big hole over the 50. Spins around but brought down. How the ball comes loose. And I believe Forest Hills has it. We'll have to wait for the officials to umpire. And they do. Unfortunately, a bad break for the Sailors as DeHaan was not able to hold on to it. He had the first down and it was a good run. But I think we've seen that on 3 of the last 5 plays where a ball carrier's had a hard time holding on to the rock.
You know, so often when a ball carrier makes first contact and they try to pivot out of the tackle, the second defender will come up and make the stick, and that's when the ball will typically come loose. That's what we just saw there with DeHaan on that fumble, turning the ball over to the Hawks. 1st and 10, Forest Hills Eastern from their 46-yard line.
ironically, that's where it would have been if that would have not been tipped on the punt. So really, it just bought some time off the clock. And it's going to be a delayed handoff straight up the middle, near midfield, maybe into South Christian territory. Close, we're going to call it right at the 50, a pickup of 4, 2nd and 6. The clock is really continues to wind. We're down to straight up 2 minutes to go before the next play is snapped. Breaking the huddle quickly, a more closest thing to tempo we've seen by Forest Hills Eastern tonight. Out of the pistol, ball on the left hash mark. It's going to be handed off, trying to get around the left end. He gets a little bit of a room and is going to be pushed out in front of his own bench. The officials are going to say it was forward progress, so the clock continues to wind. He did not get the first down, so it's going to be 3rd down and 3.
Yeah, kind of surprised that he wasn't able to get out of bounds on that play and try to save a timeout. 1:33 remaining in the first half. And the Hawks of Forest Hills Eastern do not appear to be in any hurry.
No, Stratbuck just getting the ball. And the play clock is still at 27, but man, the game clock down to minute 17. Hands the ball off the middle again, and he's not going to have the first down. He's going to get to the 45, no more, and now it's going to be interesting. Now it's 4th down and 1. I got to believe with the Hawks trailing by a score, they're going to go for it here. And maybe some of that clock management we were calling them out for was because they were afraid that South Christian would get the ball back.
Yeah, exactly. And, well, South Christian calls a timeout here because
they want the ball back.
Yeah. Danny Brown is like, give him the ball and let's see what we can do with it. And keep in mind, South Christian gets the kickoff to open the second half of play.
So that's a great point, Arlen, because that brings us up to the fact that right now, for the Hawks, they want the score to tie it going into the halftime, because if they don't, even if South Christian isn't able to score before the half, they get the ball and score to start the second half. It's still a 2-possession game. This is where football is really fun, because so many, the roller coaster ride of emotions is this play right here.
So the Hawks are going to have to be careful, because if they don't convert to this first down, South Christian is probably only 30 yards away from being in field goal range.
I question how accurate field goal kickers are going to be in this weather, though, right now. It'll be interesting, though. And it's 4th down. Here we go. 4th and 1. Ball at the South Christian 45. The ball is going to be snapped from the left hash mark into the pistol. High snap. Hands the ball off. There was a blocker, but he actually blocked his own man, and that's going to stop them from scoring. The block was there, the pulling guard, but unfortunately he ran into Kazdale himself, and he stopped any chance at a first down. So kudos to South Christian for the stop on downs, and they're going to get the ball back with 64 seconds to go, and they have 54 yards they need to get for pay dirt.
Now that's an example where Bryson Kazdale may just want to take a little hesitancy to let the blocking develop, because the pulling guard was coming around, but Kazdale he wanted to hit the hole fast, and he ends up running into his own blocker.
Fakes the pass. There's pressure coming. Got a wide open bubble screen at the 50. Cuts away from one would-be tackler, but here comes a sea of white, and he continues to fight forward inside of Forest Hills territory, but the problem was it took a lot of time off the clock, and it wasn't a first down.
Yeah, so we tried that bubble screen, terrific run after the catch, but the clock is ticking down, 37 seconds remaining.
That was a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2 with the ball now at the 46. Drops back to pass, does DeHaan. He's got late pressure coming, he throws it, and he just gets rid of it. It's going to be incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 28 seconds to go. 3rd down and 2, 14-7. Sailors on top with 28 seconds to go.
Smart play there by DeHaan to get rid of the football and not take the sack, saving a timeout. South Christian with 2 timeouts remaining, 28 seconds left in the first half.
All right. There's a up-tempo here as they waste little time getting that play in. The ball's on the left hash mark. They're going right to left. They're near their own bench here. 2 receivers on both sides of the field. Fakes the inside handoff. He's throwing it. He's got a man open, but he overthrows everybody. The only buddy going to catch that would have been the back judge. He was the only one open there. And with 21 seconds to go, it's going to be 4th and fourth and we'll call it 2, and obviously I would suspect South Christian's going to be going for it here.
Yeah, well, the Sailors have 2 timeouts remaining, but obviously they have to convert this first down.
Here we go again with that roller coaster ride of emotion. Now it's 4th and 2 here for South Christian. Blitz coming, drops back to pass, he gets rid of it, but the receiver didn't even see it coming, and it was a clean hit. It's going to be incomplete, and with 17 seconds to go, now it's going to be Forest Hills Eastern's chance to see if they've got the what I like to call the Aaron Rodgers play. You just throw it up as far as you can and hope there's either pass interference or somebody gets a bounce catch.
Yeah, sophomore Matt Stotts from Forest Hills Eastern came in on the blitz, and that really forced the Heinz to get rid of the ball sooner than he wanted to. Chandler Van Salkema, the running back, going out into the flat, never even knew the ball was coming his way, and it falls incomplete. The Sailors turn the ball over on downs, and now the Hawks are in business from their own 46-yard line.
Arlen, I think that might have been the first blitz we've seen by Forest Hills today. Here comes the pressure, rolls to the strong side. He's got time, but now the pressure's coming. He's got to get rid of it, and boom, down he goes. With 10 seconds to go, I'd imagine neither team's going to stop the clock here. I'm looking to see nobody, no timeouts. 3, 2, 1, that's all there is. There is no more. It is officially now the Sobey halftime show. 14-7 is our score. As I said, in just a few moments, joining Arlen here on the mic will be David Kuhl, the South Christian Athletic Director. We're going to get caught up on a few of our commercials here as well. We'll be right back. Keep it here on MichiganSportsRadio.com. Okay, who do I have to do next?
Choosing the right orthodontist can mean the difference between an average patient experience and one that is truly exceptional. Heinz Orthodontics serves the West Michigan area with locations in Rockford and Kentwood. As a patient of Dr. Heinz, you can be confident that you have chosen an orthodontist with the skill, expertise, and commitment to make your smile his top priority. Dr. Heinz and his team are dedicated to providing the most efficient and effective treatment using the finest technologies available in orthodontics. Check them out online at HeinzOrthodontics.com or on Facebook and Instagram.
For almost 60 years, Earhart Construction has successfully built some of the most well-known structures and facilities across the West Michigan landscape. These projects set the foundation for where we are today. Providing a distinctive construction experience for our clients has been Earhart's priority since the beginning.
Marching Band. The marching band, under the direction of Mr. Chad Rosemont, helps the South Christian Music Department achieve its mission of honoring God with excellence in music through Christ-centered teaching and by sharing that music with the community. The marching band is grateful for the support of the community and especially the nonprofit organization Senior Sing-Along, engaging minds, memories, and movements through music. Thanks also to the Music Boosters who provide great support to the band. The band's 2021 show features favorites from the music of Queen, including Don't Stop Me Now, Crazy Little Thing Called Love, and Bohemian Rhapsody, which features trumpet soloist Kay Amidema. Now sit back, listen up, and enjoy the show. Drum majors Jordan Gabriels and Jack Green, is your band ready?
We can have about 4 minutes.
South Christian Sailor Marching Band, the field is yours.
But we can go less, because I'm behind on a few commercials. Okay, thank you. back. It is halftime, and our score is Sailors on top, 14-7. Joey Sutherland filling in for Bob Sack and Arlen Dandy. Thank you for joining us here. And with it now being the Sobe halftime show, we're going to get caught up on some action happenings in South Michigan.
Well, thanks, Joey. Again, Arlen Gaddy here at the Sobe halftime show with the Sailors on 14-7 lead over the Hawks of Orso's Eastern. As a treat, here's the Sandy Down Development Director. And Sandy, you and I were just talking. I asked Sandy, how long have you been here? 7 years. This decade for South Christian. And look at all of the development that has happened over the course of that time. It's just, I mean, it has really transformed this entire community. So tell us a little bit about what's happening right now. And so we have the shop class coming down the pike, and then you also mentioned the singing class. So Sandy, you're talking my language right now, because this is really the but this is really red meat because, you know, I'm in the construction world here, and just the need right now for skilled trades is tremendous. So, you know, these young people, young women, express a desire to go into trade or into manufacturing. Some of that curriculum at South Christian is really well in place. That's what we decided. So what this does South Christian do it, helps them find what that is so they can apply it. So, Sandy, thank you so much for coming out. Any closing thoughts? That's right, that's right. Sandy Dobbs, Development Director for South Christian. Sandy, thank you so much.
All right, once again, it is halftime. Thank you so much. 14-7 is our score. South Christian on top, as you kind of picked up on that part. As we've got about another 7 minutes or so before the start of the second half will take place here. And we're going to step up for a couple more sponsors. We'll be right back. And I think
we're going to check and see.
All right. All right, we'll be right back. You can hear on the simulcast of Michigan Sports Radio and the Sailors Zone of South Christian High School football here from the stadium on the campus of Air County. We'll be right back.
Girls go. That's it.
Where South Christian is leading the Hawks of Forest Hills Eastern 14-7. In the background, you hear the South Christian band going across the tracks. It's so great to hear them out here tonight. Hey, joining us is Dave Cool, Athletic Director for South Christian High School. And, you know, as Dave was coming over, you started thinking about, geez, all the different athletic teams at South Christian and the success that really goes hand in hand with South Christian athletics. I mean, what can you talk about? And so, how about girls golf?
That's perfect. Yes, thanks for having me on again, Arlen. But yeah, our girls golf team has had a great fall, and it is continuing for our girls, which is very exciting. They won the regional championship this past week at Pigeon Creek, and are moving on to the state finals next week, this coming Friday and Saturday. So next week. In East Lansing, they'll play at Forest Acres West Course, and we're excited about it. Coach Cook has the girls playing really well. 5 very balanced golfers, and we are excited about a chance to possibly hoist another trophy and just finish the season off strong next week.
It's just so amazing the success that the girls golf team at South Christian has had, not just recently, but really just over decades. How many state championships has that girls golf team brought back to South Christian High School?
Yep, we brought back 2, Arlen, so it's an exciting time, and hopefully we can get another one. We're always there. It seems to be a perennial contender, and you know, golf is a funny game like many others. You got to have your A stuff at the right time, and you need some conditions in your favor and a couple of breaks, but we feel as if we've put ourselves in a position to do that, and we're excited about next Friday.
Well, head girls golf coach Ben Cook just does an outstanding job of making sure that his team is prepared mentally, physically, ready to go out on the course and just give it everything that they have and to play at their peak performance.
Yep, no question about it. Coach does a great job, and the ladies do a great job preparing. It's an interesting game where it's a lot of mental with it and a lot of confidence built in, and he does a great job building that confidence within themselves. And when you have that, you know, just like any other game and really anything in life, if you got the confidence and you got the ability, that's a dangerous combination. That's what our girls have right now.
So we're still at the Sobey halftime show. About 3 minutes remaining here in halftime with South Christian Sailors over the Hawks of Forest Hills Eastern 14-7. Arlen Gaddy. I'm here with Dave Cool, Athletic Director for South Christian High School. So Dave, some other fall sports that are happening right now?
Yeah, we're real excited about our boys soccer program as well. They're an undefeated team, led by a brand new coach this year, and Coach Joel Vandekoppel. He's doing an outstanding job. So they're actually playing in the OK Gold Championship game tomorrow. We're hosting that, so that'll be a thrilling time for us, and then hopefully we can make a run there. And lots of other programs too, Arlen. We're excited about a lot of things.
So again, boys soccer playing tomorrow at home, South Christian, and this is for?
Yep, for the OK Gold Championship. So we're playing Thornapple Kellogg. So if we win that, we'll be conference champs, and then next week they begin districts, and hopefully a march, back to Novi, hopefully.
And what time is that kickoff tomorrow?
Tomorrow at 11:45, we'll be playing at the Sailor Sports Complex.
There you go, listeners. Come on out and see your South Christian boys soccer team play for the OK Gold Championship, and it's going to be home. Get there a little bit early. Make sure you take some concessions, and then you can get home in time for, I think Sparty plays tomorrow, but this is a late game, isn't it? Yeah, there we go. Bob Sack's not here today, so we don't really have to talk about the Wolverines too much. So Arlen Gaddy here with Dave Cole, 14-7. We're kind of closing out the Sobe halftime show. Sailors over the Hawks of Forest Hills Eastern. Dave, thank you so much for giving us just insight on South Christian athletics. We were just sharing so much about the success with the girls golf team, boys soccer, so many other successful athletic teams at South Christian High School. Sandy Dobbs comes on before him telling us about the Hearts campaign, South Christian really expanding curriculum for the skilled trades, manufacturing, and then the exciting news about upcoming athletic facility improvements, including a stadium and track. A lot of things happening at South Christian. Joey, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
All right, thank you, my friend. And again, today's game between your Sailors of South Christian and the Hawks of Forest Hills Eastern is presented by our friends at Treadstone. So thank you once again, our friends from Treadstone, for making sure that we're able to bring you this contest here today. And again, as it's been made abundantly clear, I am no Bob Sack. I wouldn't even try to walk in his shoe prints, if you will, here on the air. But completing or finishing up our Sobe halftime show, Arlen, what are you seeing? What's standing out on the stats?
Yeah, so talking about stats, and you walk in Bob's footprints. Oh my goodness, big footprint. Bob wears like a size 13. Okay, so let's talk about some of these stats here tonight. Score 14-7, South Christian on top. There's a lot of this is really tit for tat. Forest Hills Eastern, first down 6, South Christian 8. Change here in the passing yards, with South Christian 86 yards passing, Forest Hills only 27 yards through the air, 127 yards passing for the Hawks, 111, check that, 127 yards rushing for the Hawks, 111 yards for the Sailors. One turnover by South Christian, a fumble, and then the takeaway going in favor of the Hawks. Both teams are 2 for 6 on third downs. We've had 6 attempts on fourth and short, with South Christian at 50%. The Hawks yet to convert on fourth down. Our stat leaders for South Christian passing, DeHaan, he's 5 of 14 for 86 yards and 2 touchdowns. DeHaan is also the leading rusher, 6 rushes, 75 yards. He did have the 1 fumble, but both of the scores were DeHaan to Chandler Van Salkema. Yep. 2 pass plays, and so with that, the Sailors are up 14-7 as they prepare to receive the third quarter kickoff.
All right, boy, we couldn't have fit anything else into that halftime show. We know we have quality when it's a Sobe halftime show, and we took care of it there. Great interviews, and way to look over the stats as the Sailors get ready to receive the second half kick. It is going to be a deep kick. It's going to be caught about the 3. Moves up towards the right side of the field, more towards the middle now. Over the 10, the rain makes it difficult to run. Over the 20, finally brought down at the 21. So a modest starting position here to start the second half for the Sailors.
And I think you made a good point there, Joey, about the rain coming down. It's lightened up a little bit since halftime began, but the field is going to be wet. Now, this is an artificial turf field that we're playing on here at Falcon Stadium on the campus of East Kentwood High School. So you would think that an artificial turf field would be better for traction. Not so. Artificial grass actually provides better traction during inclement weather. This is a slick surface. So what does that mean for South Christian? They're going to have to make sure that they're sure-footed. You can't make any quick cuts. Typically, I'm used to seeing Chandler Van Salkema stick his foot in the ground, and then like razor blades, he makes the cut and goes upfield. Not going to be able to do that now. You have to be sure-footed. So what will happen? You're going to see a lot of play-action pass.
Is there some issues
to
on
the outside?
Is there somebody hurt on the far side? I'm not sure what's going on, but there's several officials having a conversation over there. Unless the chains got caught.
Yeah, I think there's a problem
down
with,
markers.
yeah, with the down marker.
Well, then that's going to give me a chance to send out for one more quick commercial before we get with the next play of the second half. We'll be right back. Keep it here as we have to hit Ferris State University.
Hey, we get it. Right now, searching for the right college is a challenge. At Ferris State, we turn challenge into opportunity so that you don't have to put your life on hold. Study in person, online, or both, whatever's right for you. Our virtual admissions tools let you connect, explore, and enroll. Ferris State University, we're ready when you are to help you move Ferris forward. Go to ferris.edu/now to apply free.
1st and 10 coming up here, and it's going to be a quarterback keeper straight up the middle. And, I had thought for a second DeHaan lost the ball, but I think he just lost his footing, and he actually spun around at about the 29. It's still a very good pickup of 6 on the play.
Well, give DeHaan credit because as he comes into contact with the defender, he covers up the ball, 2 hands on the football in these wet conditions. The Sailors, again, going up-tempo at the line of scrimmage on 2nd and 3.
Out of the pistol ball on the right hash mark, going right to left on your dial. Inside handoff straight up the middle. It actually cuts to the outside. There's a flag on the play over the 30 to the 35. And I believe this is the first laundry we've seen today.
Yeah, so Chandler Van Salkema looks like he's picking up the first down, but a penalty marker on the play. Looks like a hold against the Sailors.
That can't be right. We haven't seen a hold today.
It has been a rather clean game. We haven't seen, any personal fouls. We haven't seen any offsides.
The late, great, I'm not sure if you're familiar with him, but a dear friend of mine, rest in peace, Tom Hoffman, told me that there's a hold on every play in high school football. Right. It's just if it's actually thrown.
That's right.
So with that hold, it's going to bring the ball all the way back to the 19. It's going to be 2nd down and 12 for the Sailors. And they're sticking with the pistol, bringing an extra blocking back with the ball still on the right hash mark. And it actually is going to be almost like a counter tray. Trying to get, there's a little bit of a hole, spins out of it. 25 still on his feet. Actually goes over the defender to the 29. Actually, nice second effort there by DeMann. What a run there.
So Jace DeMann, we've seen him on the defensive side of the ball just really make play after play. He moved to the offensive side as a slot receiver, and this is like old Bob Blackwire type of football. Get the ball in the hands of playmakers.
All right, 3rd down and a manageable 3. Handoff straight up the middle. There's a hole. Closes quickly. He's going to fight forward. I think he's going to be just short. He's going to be over the 30, but he needed to get all the way to the 31. And now it's really decision time here. And does Coach Brown even think about it? No, they're going tempo.
No decision. Coach Brown leaves his team on the field.
High snap straight up the middle, and the second effort, I believe, was enough for the first down. Boy, that was
close.
You got to have ice water in the veins to call that without even batting an eyelash on there. I'm still second guessing whether I should even think about it, and they ran the play.
Already had it called.
1st and 10, though, after the play. Now it's quarterback keeper. Good job there that time by Forrest Hills. They read that one, and we talked about it, Arlen, in the first half. I think they heard our conversation because they had a spy there for him.
But here's the problem with that, Joey. They read it, they have the spy, and the Sailors still pick up 5 yards.
So with that pickup of 5 on the run there, it's going to be 2nd down and 5. This time they're going to give it to the inside. Oh, actually, quarterback keeper. He fooled me over the 40. Close to the 45. Still on his feet. Going to be pushed out of bounds at the 48. That's going to be a pickup of 8, maybe 9, and a first down there for DeHaan. Oh, what a good run.
Now, great run by DeHaan, but give credit to the Hawks defense because they stretched that out, and he had an opportunity actually to pick up a chunk play there of 20-plus yards, but they stretched it out and allowed the out-of-bounds marker to play as another defender.
Hands the ball off late. It's going to be a modest gain of about 1 on the play. Nice job there once again by the defense of the Hawks of closing the hole quickly.
South Christian approaching the midfield stripe. The Hawks have to make a stop here. What you can't do is you're already down by 7 points. And this is where South Christian sees blood in the water and they begin to take over football games.
And this has been a methodical drive. Not flashy, but very effective. Second down and a long. And it's going to be a quarterback keeper. Not much room there. He's just going to plow forward. And, boy, he timbers down with that 6'2 frame and is able to still get about 2.5 on the play inside Forest Hills territory to the 49.
So one of the challenges that the Hawks are going to have right now is that head coach Danny Brown loves 2-down territory here, 4-down territory here. You're on the correct side of the 50-yard line on a 3rd and 6. Depending on what you pick up on this play.
Then Sokoma in the backfield along with Dahan. Fakes the handoff to him. Now he's going to keep it, but pressure's coming, and he's going to be thrown for a loss all the way back into South Christian territory at the 49. A loss of 2 on the play, and I think with that loss, now it is probably punting situation.
Yeah, and I'm going to agree with you there. If you cannot pick up 4 or 5 yards on that 3rd and long, so that the 4th and short is manageable, you got to turn the ball over with the hope that you're going to pin the Hawks deep in their own territory.
Now, the last time South Christian showed the punt, it was Dahan faking it and completing the pass for the first down here. And you see a little bit more leery this time is the Forest Hills Eastern defense. Good snap, plenty of time, and this time he does boom it. It's going to be a spiral kick. It hits at the 15, takes a South Christian bounce, and it goes into the end zone. He missed the Tom Skledanki corner there by about a yard. Otherwise, that would have been the perfect coffin corner kick. But it goes into the end zone, and that will allow Forest Hills Eastern to get the ball 1st and 10 from their own 20.
Okay, Joey, you know what really grinds my gears in high school football? It's when a back does not field a punt. You got to catch the ball in the air, son, and you can't. You're giving up 20 yards, 30 yards. Now, they're fortunate right there because the ball went into the end zone, so they're going to start at their own 20-yard line. But just field the punt, even if it's a fair catch. Field the punt, stop the momentum.
Whale of a punt, though. Absolutely beautiful punt in these conditions. 1st and 10 coming up here for the Hawks. Ball in the middle of the field, out of the shotgun. Fakes the inside handoff, late pressure, throws the bomb, man-to-man coverage, just overthrown. I like that, though. It's a 50-50 ball, and they took the shot.
So what the Hawks are doing now is trying to loosen up the South Christian defense. You throw the ball downfield like that, you elongate the field, stretch it out, and what you do is force linebackers to back up a little bit further off of the line of scrimmage. Now, we saw a lot of the success that Bryson Kazdale had in the first half. If the linebackers can get 8 yards off the ball, then he'll have an opportunity to pick up where he left off.
All right, breaking the huddle. They're going to go back to the pistol with 2 receivers on the strong side. Fakes the inside handoff, pressure coming, gets away from the first would-be tackler, buys time, throws it, just couldn't get enough on it. And when you're rolling away to the strong side, he just didn't have a strong enough arm to be able to get that pass to the open receiver.
Leighton Thompson was streaking untouched, uncovered down the center of the field. The problem with that is that Stratbucker was running for his life in his own backfield and couldn't see him.
Indeed he was, and again, as I look, now the play clock hadn't started, but it just still seems to me that Forest Hills Eastern is very slow at getting those plays to Braden Stratbucker. He's got it now, and as I said, there's still 25 on the play clock.
Well, they're cutting it close, and some of that may be strategic to try to slow this game down to keep the South Christian offense off of the field.
3rd down and 10, drops back to pass, has time. It was the Statue of Liberty. It was fumbled again, and I believe the Sailors have it.
So one of the So one of the problems with that type of play, you had success with it once early on, and now it's burned you twice. Once was 2 fumbles, but once was a turnover, and now you likely turn it over on the second time. Well, you have to be careful with the trick plays.
What's the old saying? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And I don't think South Christian is going to be fooled again.
Yeah.
4th and 15. High snap overhead. It's going to be a safety. It goes out of the end zone. 2 points for the South Christian defense, and now it's 16-7.
That is just...
You could see that one coming a mile away.
Wow.
The snap was over the head of the punter, and there was nothing he could have done on that one.
So we've seen high snaps all night. It's thrown timing off on plays. But now what's happened is that it's costing points. One of the problems with a safety is that you give up 2 points, but then you free kick, and now the Sailors are going to have another opportunity to put points on the board.
More points, and now it even changes. You talked about it before half, and as I'm looking, as the rain is definitely diminished, you could get that 3-point play right now that is just as big. You get a field goal, makes it 19-7. That is still 2-touchdown advantage, albeit a weak 2-touchdown advantage. But you could still call it that with just an extra field goal.
Well, give credit to the South Christian defense because they gave up a touchdown on the opening possession of the football game, but they have really stifled this Forest Hills Hawks offensive momentum. A lot of that came off of linebacker blitz, making sure that the corners had close coverage on the receivers to take away the passing threat. In the first quarter, Forest Hills Eastern's running back, Bryson Kazdale, had over 100 yards rushing. And since that time, I think he's only ran for an additional 2 yards.
Deep kick. It's going to be caught at about the 24. Straight up the middle to the 30, down now to the 40, where the Sailors will have it 1st and 10 from their own 40. And I was just going to say, Arlen, this might be the biggest defensive stand here for Forest Hills Eastern. If the Sailors are able to punch this one in, particularly a touchdown, that could really open up the box and lead to a South Christian runaway.
This is the type of play right here where Danny Brown calls the skinny post play.
They're going to set up right now with trip receivers on the strong side. The ball is on the right hash mark. It is Dahan out of the pistol.
Watch Colton Skr.
Drops back, looks. There's the quick. Actually, it was just a stop route, 7-yard stop route, and it's going to be good for a pitch and catch for 7 yards, 2nd and 3.
So the Hawks defense now down by 9 points. By 8 points. They have to get off of the field.
16-7. The Sailors up by the 9, thanks to that safety here to end the previous Forest Hills drive. Sailors with the ball. Quarterback keeper, little hole up the middle. He explodes inside the Forest Hills territory down to the 45. That's going to be enough for a 1st down. That'll move the sticks and shorten the field. Another good run there by Dahan. Dahan, when you need it, you need a good throw, he gives it to you. You need a good run, he'll give it to you. He's really been the playmaker.
So far tonight, Dahan, 10 carries, 107 yards on the ground.
10.7 yards per carry. That's remarkable for the junior quarterback. 6'2", 280 pounds, waits for the snap. Inside Forest Hills Eastern territory, gets it, drops back to pass, looking, pump fakes, throws it, another 50-50 ball. No flag, a little surprised. The only reason there might be no flag is I believe the receiver stepped out of bounds, Fenema.
Yeah, stepped out of bounds, came back in, and typically when that happens, you'll see the official throw the hat because that individual cannot be the first one to have possession of the ball when it comes back in bounds.
And it looked like he picked up something. I don't know if it was his hat, but either way, it's just a long incompleted pass, and now it's going to be 2nd and 10 still on the Forest Hills Eastern 45. Dahan looks over the defense. 5 guys in the box, adding a 6. It's going to be a handoff trying to get around the end. A little bit of a room, closes quickly, and a nice open field tackle there. And that's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage. No more.
Emilio Jazwinski, the freshman, comes in and makes a stop for Forest Hills Eastern.
So now this is the play we talked about, the big 3rd down here. If the Hawks are able to get a stop here and get the ball back, they're still in this game. But if South Christian is able to pick up the first down. This is a lot of trouble for FHE. Out of the shotgun, drops back to pass. Late pressure coming, setting up a screen. Throws it, and it's caught. Oh, they went for the interception, and it goes through the fingertips, and it is caught by Colton Schur. The 6-foot, 195-pound senior makes that 11-yard catch for the first down for South Christian. What a conversion.
3rd and 10, you pick up 11. The defender goes for the interception instead of a deflection or trying to make the tackle.
Quarterback keeper tries to cut inside. Good close again by the defense of the Hawks, and that's going to minimize DeHaan to about a half a yard, no more. 2nd down in the long 9.
And now inside of the Hawks' 35-yard line, what that does is that it gives South Christian an opportunity to have a 4-down series.
Breaking the tempo has been remarkable here for the Sailors. Sticking with the pistol. Fakes the first snap count, looks something over. He's got 7 guys in the box again. Looks like they're coming, and it's a handoff up the middle. But again, there's just nowhere really to run for Van Sokema. There was nothing there.
Yeah, absolutely nothing. Like you said, they had, 7 in the box.
Yep.
Within 5 yards, actually probably within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. I'm surprised they didn't audible out of that, because you have man coverage on the outside.
Big 3rd down in a long 8. Drops back to pass, rolls to the strong side of the field, still has time, all sorts of time, throws it up, and it's caught as a touchdown. Again, the defender goes for the ball, but number 3, Jace DeMann, catches it, and it's a 33-yard touchdown pass. Oh my goodness, what a throw from DeHaan to DeMann, and that is the play.
So for the second time, they go for the interception, and he doesn't get it. And so the man does what we've seen him do so long. I mean, so many times this season, getting behind the defender, making the catch, and cashing it in.
Point after is kicked, it's up, it's end over end, it's good. But Arlen, really finishing up that point right there, you got to give the South Christian offensive line credit, because they gave DeHaan all the time in the world. That allowed DeMann to get downfield, and he was open. I will tell you, the defender went for the pick instead of the ball, but that's only because it was slightly underthrown. If the weather probably isn't the way it is, I think the DeHaan pass is a perfect pass to DeMann, and it was not even a chance at a pick. But everything turned out the way it was supposed to, and now it is a 23-7, 16-point advantage for the Sailors of South Christian.
What's impressive about DeHaan is that he throws so well on the run, particularly when he's rolling out to the left. It takes time, it takes technique, and good hips, because you're running to the left for a right-handed quarterback. You have to turn, set your feet, make the throw, and he does it on a dime. That touchdown drive by South Christian, their 4th score of the night, DeHaan with a 33-yard pass to Jace DeMann. The drive covered 60 yards over 6 plays. The PAT is good. So with the safety, South Christian 23, Forest Hills Eastern 7.
There's another starburst. Not sure who has it. And oh my goodness, he's over the 40, the 50, one man to beat. It's the kicker. He does a nice job of keeping him inside and finally brought down, but not before about a 63-yard return, and it's going to be into the red zone right away for Forest Hills Eastern. That is one of the times that the start really worked well.
Emmett Bird making a touchdown-saving tackle.
Holy cow, that was to perfection.
But that starburst, well executed, gets the ball all the way down to the South Christian 25-yard line.
And I was fooled. I looked at 2 guys before I finally saw the real ball carrier on that one.
Apparently so did the Sailors.
1st and 10 now. Let's see if that's the spark that Forest Hills Eastern needed, because their offense has really been almost non-existent since their opening drive. Out of the pistol. Hands it off up the middle, a little bit of a hole. Second effort, he's going to bulldog forward. That's more of what we saw in the first half, a pickup of 5 on the play. That was Kazdale, I believe. No, it wasn't. Sorry. No, 30.
So a lot of time left in this football game. 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Entire fourth quarter yet to come. So Forest Hills Eastern, they are not out of this.
2nd down and 5. They're continuing to take their time though on each play. There is no sense of urgency out of the previous play. There's no tempo, if you will. Very a tale of two cities between these schools. Motion on the play out of the pistol. Handoff up the middle once again. Not a big hole, but he's still going to be able to fall forward for a gain of about 1.5 yards and set up a 3rd and manageable. 3rd and a long 3, short 4.
Great job by Cam Post, the linebacker. Crosses the line of scrimmage, sheds the block, and is able to make the tackle for no 1 yard gain.
Very minimal gain at best. And it's going to be 3rd and 4. And definitely, well, I say definitely 4-down territory, but a field goal actually makes it inside of 2 touchdowns. So this will be interesting. Let's see how this 3rd down play develops. Having a pair of running backs in the backfield joining Stratbarker. He is going to try to get around the right end, but no, absolutely denied. In fact, he's going to lose 4 yards on the play. That was Farrick, number 25. Nowhere he can go, and that's going to bring it back to the 24-yard line, a loss of 5, and now it's 4th and 9.
Yeah, nice play there by actually, looks like Jake DeHaan was actually in the game at safety. Check that. Colton Scar.
So now it's 4th down and 9, and it appears that the Hawks are going to go for it. There's a late substitution. Checking out of the game is number 5, and now here comes the timeout because the play clock was down to 20 seconds, and with 1:12 to go.
Tonight's contest is brought to you by Paris Motors. With over 60 years, the Paris Motors family has provided reliable transportation at a fair price. Check out their entire inventory at parismotors.com. They'd love to earn your business. Since 1976, Cherry Valley Concrete has provided quality concrete construction packages to project owners across West Michigan and beyond, including poured walls, footings, precision flat work, and more. Whether your project is residential or commercial, Cherry Valley Concrete is committed to on-time, on-budget, and on-schedule service. Find them today at cvconcrete.com. Van Dyken Mechanical, your leader in industrial and commercial mechanical contracting. From design, build projects to ongoing maintenance services, their team brings unbeatable combination of experience and integrity to every job. Since 1949, their team has been committed to providing a personable experience with unwavering integrity. Check them out online at Van Dyken Mechanical.
Wow, a big 4th down coming up, and Forest Hills is 0 for on the day on these 4th downs, and this is no gimme. This is 4th and 9. Fakes the inside handoff. It's actually a reverse, and they're going to throw a pass as a man open. He catches it, and it's a touchdown. Boy, they reach into the bag of tricks and throw another gadget play, a double reverse flea flicker for a 24-yard touchdown pass. And there were guys on the bench that are not on the roster involved in that play, but it was an excellent play for a touchdown there for the Hawks. And now looks like they're going to go for 2 points and make it an 8-point game if they're able to convert here.
Well, give credit to Coach Joe Schwander from Forest Hills Eastern because he is emptying the playbook tonight. We've seen a little bit of everything. It almost looked as if they had 12 men on the field because they had someone going every direction. The Sailors, caught with their eyes in the backfield, not staying at home, gets burned on a 4th and 9.
Setting up
from the 24-yard line.
Big 2-point conversion coming up here with the ball on the 2-yard line. They got to get in to convert this to make it an 8-point game. The officials are looking over at the Forest Hills bench. I'm not sure what's going on here, but now the back judge is coming up to talk to the umpire and the referee, and now there's flags all over the place. Is there too many people on the field for one of the teams? I'm counting Sailors right now.
They may have broke
illegal substitution on the offense.
Broke the huddle with 12 players.
Oh, that hurts. And the funny thing was, you saw the Forest Hills Eastern bench is the one that were yelling at the officials, and I think that really shot themselves in the foot. So with the 5-yard mark off now, it would have been a very manageable extra point attempt. 2-point conversion is now becoming a very difficult one. But as you said, they being the Hawks, have really emptied their playbook and gone for the gadget plays today. Out of the pistol. Stratbucker drops back. And it is thrown but incomplete. The pass was intended for Vandenberg, and he just wasn't able to wrap his arms around that one. The PAT is no good, and that's going to keep it a 10-point advantage for South Christian, 23-13 with a $1:09 to go here in the third quarter. And I tell you what, interesting on both of those plays. GRCC used to, the Grand Rapids Community College, not Catholic Central. The Raiders used to run that play under Jim Schulte, and then they called it kaboom. It was the double reverse flea flicker, and I saw them do that at the Midwest Bowl back in 1998, and it was effective to pull within 2 points of tying a game in a bowl game out west. And that's just an exciting play if it works. They were fortunate. Now, for the Sailors, this next possession, they know they got to take some time off the clock, and they would prefer to get some points, because if they go 3 and out or somehow give the ball back to the Hawks, it's one play away from making this a game going into the fourth quarter.
So what they can't do is just have Van Salkema left, Van Salkema right, Van Salkema up the middle. South Christian has to they have to put their foot, keep their foot on the gas pedal, keep pushing the ball down the field.
Boy, you were talking Darryl Rogers football. Sorry, I couldn't resist.
I couldn't help it. You made the GRCC Raider reference.
A good kick. It's picked up at the 9. Over the 15-20. Big hole. 30. Still on his feet. Tries to cut to the outside. 35-40. He's got the kicker to beat at the 50. Pushed out of bounds inside Forest Hills territory at the 48. But another great return for the Sailors. I believe that was that number 12?
No, it's Chandler Van Salkema.
It was Van Salkema.
Yeah, give him credit, because he saw an opening, took it to the outside, and turned on the Jets. Typically on a kick return, players are taught to run the ball up the middle. Once you break through the first defender, you get to the outside. And that's exactly what he did and saw daylight.
Boy, we're going to have a tough time today with the Tough Turf Mallbuster play of the game, because we've seen some dandies today. Quarterback keeper, big hole inside the 45, still on his feet, 40, 35, oh, a shoestring tackle stopped what would have been a touchdown for Don, a pickup of 11 on the play.
Austin Farrell for the Hawks makes a touchdown-saving tackle, pulling down DeHaan at the Hawks' 35-yard line. So far, DeHaan, 254 total yards.
There's a flag on the play. Inside handoff, and that was late thrown by the side judge. I think that's going to be illegal shift, maybe illegal procedure, a false start. Yeah. I didn't see it. It's one of the curses of the window. It was right where the play was. False start called on South Christian, so it's going to be a 5-yard mark off, and they'll replay first down with 35 seconds is all that's remaining here in the third quarter. This game between the Sailors of South Christian and the Hawks of Forest Hills Eastern is brought to us by our friends today from Treadstone.
An opportune penalty for South Christian, now starting at their 40-yard line, 1st and 15.
10 seconds on the play clock. This is the first time they're late getting the play in. 15 on the game clock, 5 on the play clock. Out of the pistol. Here comes the snap. They get it off in time. Quarterback keeper tries to cut to the outside. A lot of pressure. Is able to get by one. Still dances around. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage. That was all Jake DeHaan. He was dancing better than Dancing with the Stars there. All he needed was a superstar, and he would have won the gold there. A pickup of 6 on the play.
Give credit to Jake DeHaan. He stays in bounds, albeit it closes out the third quarter. But he's able to get some yardage on the play. I just love that reference, Dancing with the Stars. That was money.
We're going to step out. Our score, 23-13, in favor of South Christian. We'll have the fourth quarter in just a moment. Keep it here on MichiganSportsRadio.com and the Sailor Zone. We'll be right back.
Say hello to a better home buying experience. Having a trusted Treadstone advisor in your corner makes all the difference. With 11 different loan types, Treadstone tailors your mortgage experience to meet your needs and exceed your expectations. Rooted in West Michigan, Treadstone is passionate about investing in local neighborhoods and businesses. As the most highly rated mortgage company in Michigan, Treadstone has proudly cultivated a reputation of excellence throughout the industry and the community. Call Treadstone today for any of your mortgage needs.
At Culver's, we cook our butter burgers pretty much the same as you would at home, only our 3-cut blend of fresh beef will do. Then you'll need to master our signature press and sear technique you may want to practice a few thousand times. Add real Wisconsin cheese, top with a lightly buttered toasted bun, and serve yourself with a big warm smile.
Better yet, come to Culver's and leave the whole cook-to-order butter burger thing to us. Welcome to Delicious.
First play of the fourth quarter here. I'm Joey. Arlen's my tag team partner here. Second down and long. Tucks it in. He was trying to throw it downfield. He's going to continue to dance around. He's going to dance all night. I wish this was homecoming because tomorrow he would still, all he needs is a suit and a tie, and he is ready to go. Man, oh man. Continues to go is Dahan, and man, it's fun to watch him, but there is a banged up player on the play here. Looks like a lineman. Both teams head back to their respective sidelines. I just didn't see what happened, did you?
Yeah, I didn't either. It looks like he may have, well, we're not gonna project, but trainer's out on the field now, taking a look at the looks like an ankle.
Well, we certainly will say a quick prayer here and hope everything works out okay as the trainers look him over. 23-13 is our score. 11:52 to go here in the fourth quarter on the campus of East Kentwood High School at Falcom Stadium. It's the Sailors over the Hawks, 23-13 in this all-important OK Conference game. He popped up there. What, did they give him some miracle water?
Yeah, I know.
Good gravy. I don't get up that easy in the morning. Oh, actually, I don't get up that easy ever anymore. So,
Joe Sutherland, ladies and gentlemen. He's here all week, trying to veal. 23-13, Sailors up by 10, fourth quarter. The rains looks like it's ceased.
Yeah.
So one thing that you're seeing South Christian do right now, they're keeping the ball on the ground, and they want to try to kind of churn this out. And if you're able to keep picking up the yards, no reason to put the ball in the air because the incompletion will stop the clock.
Third down and 4 coming up here. Ball on the left hash mark. He drops back to pass. Little surprised by that one. Looks. Now there's a late flag. He's going to pull it in. Throws it underneath, and it's incomplete. Oh, my goodness. And I think there's also that flag is generally speaking a hold.
Yep.
And that'll be interesting. Now, will Forest Hills take it, move them back the 10, and make it 3rd and 15, or will they deny it, make it 4th and 5, and you know they're going to go for it?
Yeah, either way, the Sailors are going to go for it on 4th down if they don't pick it up. But I think...
And that's a spot foul in high school.
I mean, tough decision, but it looks like the Hawks are going to take the yardage.
So it's going to be 4th and 16 back at the 42. Almost 17, really. They need to get up to just inside the 26 for a first down. Wasting little time, though. The Sailors break the huddle. Stick with the pistol. And there's a late whistle. And what do we got here? A timeout is going to be taken. All right, so with 11:23 to go, we've had a lot of time move, but no time off the clock, and I'll kick it back over to you.
Touchpoint 360, a nationwide leader for in-store merchandising and installation, proudly supports the South Christian Sailors in their winning tradition on the football field and in the classroom. Hey listeners, are you handy with tools or home renovation projects? Have you ever worked in retail or do you like to travel? Touchpoint 360 is now hiring talented individuals in the state of Michigan to join their team and help transform their customer stores. To learn more, go to their website at www.touchpoint360.com. For over 85 years, Sobey Company has been a premier commercial and construction contractor specializing in everything from walls to ceilings to floors to installation. They've been a part of almost every major large commercial construction project in West Michigan, including the newly constructed South Christian High School, Byron Center Christian, and 2 expansion projects at Dutton Christian. Check them out online at SobeCompany.com, and go Sailors.
All right, a big third down play coming up here for South Christian. The ball all the way back, as I said, to the 42. Out of the pistol. DeHaan waits for it. 5 guys in the box. Late pressure coming. Safety blitz. Throws it up as a 50-50 shot. And it is incomplete. And, he actually had a man open on the play, but now it's going to be 4th down. And this is interesting. I thought for sure it was 4-down territory. But with the ball back at the 42 and the way your defense is played, you almost wonder if you try that another coffin corner kick here. Or at least see if you can get them to jump off sides and then reconsider it with 11:16 to go. But
yeah, Caden Vandenberg does a good job of, from his defensive end position, going back into coverage and making sure that the South Christian defender didn't pull in the reception.
I was going to say Forest Hills Eastern didn't have a person back. Now they do. There's the snap, and it's a soccer-style pooch kick. It hits at about the 25, inside the 20, takes a South Christian roll, and it's going to go out at the 15. So really, truthfully, you can't ask for a lot better than that if you're going to pooch punt from the 42.
Yeah, that's right. So South Christian forces the Hawks to go 85 yards if they want to get some points on the scoreboard. Right now, it's 23-13, 11:08 remaining in the contest.
All right, well, I'm going to throw one at you here right now, Arlen. We have forgot about the fact that we have the Smile of the Game brought to you by Heinz Orthodontics. And I'm going to tell you, it's a two-way tie, for my opinion, between both you and Tim. I'm not sure which one had it, but the Smile of the Game is going to be one of you two about 5 minutes ago when I was cracking wise, I think. I don't know.
Me and you, Tim? Me against Tim, the data man? Oh, my goodness.
I'm telling you, the best stat man of the day, I'm telling you. Straight up the middle. Not much there. Is a good job by the Sailors of closing that one. And it's going to be a pickup of only about 2 on the play up to the, they're going to mark it officially, it looks like the 17. Mm-hmm. So 2nd down and a long 8. Late. I feel like a broken record here as Braden Stratbucker is late getting the play in. And again, they're still in the huddle with less than 20 seconds remaining. They're breaking it down at 15.
Yeah, and they have to move with some expediency. They're down 10 points, 2 scores.
Drops back to pass, has time, lots of time. Now he throws it. It's overthrown and intercepted. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 touchdown. A pick 6. Stick a fork in that one. It is done. You hang that one up. It's going to dry. Dry for another 6 points for the Sailors. Oh, my goodness.
Jake Vermas, super sophomore, goes up, high points the ball, snatches it out of the air, and takes it back to the house. How about that? South Christian, just when you're wondering if they can put the game away, Vermas with the pick 6.
And it's the defense helping out the offense on that one. Excuse me. That was a case, as the point after is coming here, of the snap is down, the kick it's up. There was a lot of penetration, but it's up and good, and so it's going to be 30-13. But on that one, Arlen, what I was going to say is we've seen a couple times earlier where Forest Hills Eastern went for the ball instead of defending it. On this one, I think the difference is he knew that he had help. If he missed the interception, he had another defender there that would make the tackle.
Yeah, that's exactly right. The safety was coming around back, so if he didn't get the interception, the safety was there to make the tackle. We talk about Jake Vermas and just the big playability that he has. We had a conversation with the offensive coordinator, Zach Blackwire, during our pregame show. And he said that not only will we see him in the backup role at quarterback, but on the offensive side of the ball, they were going to move him to the running back position as well. Last week against Kennewick Hills, he had the one rush, took the ball 81 yards to the house. Big playability again tonight. Jake Vermas, just when South Christian is trying to put the game away, he's able to get the pick 6 and extend the Sailor lead 30-13.
Yeah, that 17-point lead, that is definitely into the 3-score mark now, and as the ensuing kick, it's actually going to be hit deep, It's going to be picked up at the 11. Cuts towards the inside. No starburst here as he's going to be brought down in the open field. Well done at the 15. And again, Forest Hills Eastern is going to have to start with their back against the wall and their shadow in their own end zone.
Great tackle there by Jace DeMann on the coverage team.
And now it's really that almost desperation time here for the Hawks. They have got to find some instant offense. Now, if you're a fan of South Christian, you're always thinking already next week it's Ottawa Hills. And that's a team that's right for a team that's still trying to find a little bit more identity offensively. And I can only imagine what kind of scores we're going to see next week.
Just so important for the Sailors coming into this contest tonight to walk away with a victory.
Bubble screen straight up the middle, over the 25, over the 30, still on his feet, and brought down at about the 34. Nice job there by the Hawks. That was that was a 19-yard gain. Took a little play out of the South Christian playbook there and actually executed a very nice job on the bubble screen.
Well executed. A nice chunk play.
It gets up to the 34 where it'll be 1st and 10.
Only the second completion of the half for the entire game.
Wow. I guess I didn't realize that Startbucker only had that few. Handoff straight up the middle, big hole, and it's going to be a first down over the 45 to the 48, a pickup of 13, maybe 14 on the play. And another first down, so back-to-back chunk plays. And now, I almost regret it bringing up Ottawa Hills. You get a little ahead of yourself. This defense has got to reel it in right away.
That's right. Bryson Kazdale getting some yardage. We haven't been able to see the yardage he had from the beginning of the game, but here he's
there's the pit bull running once again. He gets the ball originally at the 47, his own. He's going to get into Sailor territory and finally rope tied down at about the 45 after a pickup of 8.
But each of these runs keeps the clock moving. And this is just a slow process after each play when Braden Stratbrucker has to go to the sideline to get the play and bring it back to the huddle.
But I will say that they are at least breaking the huddle and at the line with more than 20 seconds on the play clock. That's an improvement. Out of the pistol, drops back to pass. It was a late snap. Pressure coming late, and he's going to go down and actually avoided the sack. He picked up a half a yard, so give a little bit of credit on that play to Stratbucker as there was nobody open, just a great blanket coverage downfield by the Sailors, and that forced Braden, the senior quarterback, to tuck it and run, and he gets – they originally gave him a half a yard, knocked it back to a half an inch.
So that's going to put the Hawks into a 3rd and 2 position at the Sailor 45-yard line.
Break the huddle with a little bit more sense of urgency here. Motion on the play on the weak side of the field. Handoff up the middle. He's got the first down inside the 40 to the 38. But you hit the nail on the head once again, Arlen. They're getting the first downs. They're moving the sticks. And if it was a close game or at the start of the game, it'd be a great drive. Right now, it's actually benefiting the Sailors by eating time off the clock.
Kazdale with 22 carries for 193 yards.
Wow, is that the most yards they've given up by a running back this year?
153 yards, check that.
Is that the most yards given up by a running back this year? We'll have to look into that one. 1st and 10, ball at the 38. Motion out of the backfield. All by himself right now is Starbucker. We haven't seen this today. Drops back. He has some time. Throws up a 50-50 ball. Good coverage. It's tipped around, and it's going to be incomplete. And actually, stopping the interception was the fact that 2 Sailors were going for the ball.
Yeah, you had the corner and the safety, that being Peter Veldhuizen and Jace DeMann, both going for the interception on that. And
well, you got prevent defense, you got the dime. That was more of a $50 right there because there were so many people back there. There was no chance he was going to complete a pass that far downfield. 2nd and 10, ball at the 38 still on the South Christian side of the field. Motion one way, now he switches to go the other way is number 21, number 21. It's going to be a quarterback roll to the strong side. He tries it. It was a run pitch option. He's going to keep it. And, he takes a hit but falls forward after a pickup of 5, maybe 6. That is Starbucker once again, as the man in motion was Kazdale.
So tough call there for Forest Hills Eastern, because Kazdale came out of the backfield, lined up in a slot position, and there was no one covering him.
Now, Josh Harkema went off the field. He looked pretty banged up. He's heading straight to see the trainer. We'll have to keep an eye on that, make sure he's okay. And now, here we go, back to this methodical taking their time. There's 15 on the play clock. They're still in the huddle. The game clock's down to 6:25 to go. They break it. They're going to have to hurry to get this one off in time on this 3rd down and 5. 4 seconds. He's under center. Blitz coming. Motion on the play. It's a end around. No, he fumbled it, I think. Or was it another Statue of Liberty play? Whatever it is, it appears that possession's going to stay with Forest Hills Eastern, and they're going to get a yard on the play. Is this the fumble Ruski that we're continuing to see?
Yeah, for the 4th time. So what is the 2-minute offense? What have you practiced at the end of every...
I don't. This is reminding me of the 22-minute offense, because there's just no pace to this. And we're down to 5:40 to go here. This is 4th down and 4. And from here, I mean, really, truthfully, if they don't convert here on this 4th down and 4, the Sailors can really get about 3 first downs and end this game. Play clock down to 10. Ball at the 27. They need to get to the 23. There's pressure. He fumbles, and it's going to be picked up. And, oh, my goodness. Unblocked into the end, and it is a sack.
Wow.
Jack
Scurr coming in from the linebacker position just brings the heat.
And not only did they stop him on downs, they lost a bunch on that. That ball is now all the way up to the 45-yard line, where the Sailors are going to take it over on downs with 5:17 to go in regulation.
So the Sailors haven't blitzed much tonight, but when they have, I mean, they've had it's resulted in 2 fumbles.
That, of course, waiting for this first down play. Play action, pressure coming, sets up the screen. He gets it over the 45, midfield 50, spins away, and it's going to be a first down inside the 45. The ball came out, but I think it was down by the ground caused the fumble. So it'll be a pickup of 13 on the play and a first down.
Yeah, just great seal blocking on the perimeter against Braden Eggerding, the Forest Hills Eastern defensive back, coming up trying to make the tackle. South Christian at the Eastern 42-yard line.
Handoff, tries to get back into the inside, but a good job closing there by the defense for the Hawks. Minimizes on that one. And, I'm going to throw this one at you. That might be the Bob's Collision hit of the game, that sack on 4th down there.
Yeah, I think that's our Bob's Collision hit of the game. Not only was it a 4th down, turnover, and it resulted in plus yardage for for South Christian.
And Stratbucker is going to end up with a whole bunch of those little black rubbery pieces from this turf on his jersey when his mom goes to wash it tonight.
So now South Christian just taking control of the line of scrimmage. The Hawks of Forest Hills Eastern bringing in different personnel packages, really clearing out the bench, getting some other players into the game.
Down to 4:05 to go in regulation. 30-13, the Sailors on top of the Hawks here. Late substitution in the game for Forest Hills Eastern. South Christian now in no hurry, nor should they be now. They're going to take as much time off the clock here, out of the pistol still. Handoff straight up the middle, big hole. Inside the 25, still on his feet to the 20, and rumbles forward to the 19. That'll be enough for the first down. That'll start a new set of downs, and with 3:41 to go, I think they're 1 first down away from putting the fork in this game. It is done.
Nice jump cut by Van Salkema right there to evade the defender, get through the line of scrimmage, and pick up a first down, 1st and 10 South Christian, in the red zone at the Hawks' 19-yard line.
And they are, when you get that play clock there right in front of the offense and they see it, 20 seconds, we're going to take every second off. They don't have to snap this till the 3-minute mark, and this is first down. Looks over the defense, ball on the left hash mark. 8 guys in the box here. And he's going to get around the end. Inside the 15, the 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown. Oh, my goodness. A 19-yard touchdown run. Once again, it's Van Sokema. And he's done everything but sell popcorn at halftime today. Holy cow. Just another dandy run. And really, they pinned their ears back, they being Forest Hills Eastern, and Double Dog dared them to run, and instead of running inside, this time they ran outside, and with the speed and the power there of Van Sokema, he was able to kick that and go for the touchdown.
Yeah, what a game for Chandler Van Sokema.
The point after is up, on its way, it's good, and with 3:04 to go, that's going to make it 37-13. And now it is a fourth quarter statement by the Sailors.
So that touchdown drive by South Christian, their 6th scoring drive of the day, including a safety. That was 5 plays covering 55 yards, 2:13 off the clock. Really generated by a fumble recovery on a 4th down. Capped off by Chandler Van Sokema's 19-yard touchdown scamper. The PAT is good, and with that, South Christian extends their lead 37, the Hawks 13.
I think the only thing that South Christian might be sad about is they scored too quickly. They could have milked more time off the clock with 3:04 to go.
Yeah.
The ball's teed up at the 40. Forest Hills back deep to return it here. The Hawks waiting for the kick. Haven't had a whistle yet. There it is. And here we go.
So, Joey, what this game does is really it creates some distance in the OK goal. There's really a top half and the bottom half. Top half being Catholic Central, Cedar Springs, and South Christian.
And it is really interesting because the win is going to improve the Sailors to 5-2 overall, 4-1 in the conference. The Hawks are going to drop to 3-4 and 2-3 in the conference. And it's funny because it's going to be a flip-flop of who the two teams played last week. Forest Hills is going to head to Kenowa Hills, and the Sailors are going to head to Ottawa Hills.
So South Christian with a 4-2 overall record. This will raise them to 5-2. This game next week at Ottawa Hills is
a win there would
it's pivotal because, is it pivotal or pivotable?
Yes.
It's that.
I like the pivotable, but that's the little bit of flair that you are renowned for.
Well, it'll be a pivot on their schedule because it will get them, hopefully. Now we're not gonna look too far ahead, but it'll get us to the 6th win. And as we know in high school football in the state of Michigan, 6 and you're in.
6 and in, that is so true. All right, coming up now, breaking the huddle with 1:50 to go. Hands the ball off, trying to get around the right side over the 25. Stays in bounds, and he's going to be brought down after about a 3-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 2 from the 29.
Great defense there by South Christian. Different personnel packages coming in. We're seeing number 75 for South Christian being Easton Vandermolen.
Now, don't leave us at the conclusion of the game because, of course, we're going to have the Van Sokema Family Farms post-game show, and we'll have a lot of information to go over in that time. Quarterback keeper, he's got the first down, still on his feet over the 35, 40, 45, near midfield. Good run there with straight up 1 minute to go.
Sawyer Tinhave chasing the ball carrier down.
And that is
the tackle.
Yeah, first down. The clock winds once again with straight up 1 minute to go in regulation here. Under a minute now as they break the huddle.
Yeah, Sam Barr in the game now for South Christian at the safety position.
Trip receivers on the strong side of the field. Ball on the right hash mark. There was a false start. No flag. And it's going to be intercepted. And the ball's going to go back. What a pick there. I believe that was number 18, Brady Nitz with the pick. And that's going to be the exclamation point right there. And the best formation in football we should see here, that is victory formation. As the offense, after the interception, comes back onto the field. An impressive victory here today for the Sailors. The Hawks, though, Arlen, to their credit, they fought tough for 3 quarters, but really you could just see the slight difference in talent between the two teams really came out late in the game as the team started to get tired. As I said, victory formation is coming here. It's going to be out of the pistol, though. 39 seconds on the clock. Takes the snap, takes the knee. And I don't believe they're going to have to run another play. They won't. That's going to do it as the clock ticks down. Our final score, South Christian with an impressive 37-13 victory over Forest Hills Eastern. Once again, the win will improve the Sailors to 5-2, 4-1 in the conference. The loss drops Forest Hills Eastern down to 3-4, 2-3 in the conference. Again, for the two teams next week, South Christian will be at Ottawa Hills and Forest Hills Eastern at Kennewa Hills.
Our Tough Turf Mold Busters player of the game, Chandler Van Salkema, on the ground, 19 carries, 84 hard-fought yards for 1 touchdown. As a receiver, 3 receptions, 78 yards and 2 touchdowns. What a game for that young man, a total of 162 yards of offense, 3 touchdown performance. Chandler Van Salkema, our Tough Turf Mold Busters player of the game.
All right, stand by. We'll be right back after a couple commercials with the Van Salkema Family Farms post-game show. Keep it here on MichiganSportsRadio.com. Okay, who do I got to do? Metro.
Heart of Gold. You'll find it at Metro Health, University of Michigan Health, where leading heart and vascular specialists are at the forefront of cardiovascular care. You know what else is golden? Our newly expanded office, located at 1310 East Beltline, just off of Lake Drive. You can't beat the location. Look for the Block M, or better yet, schedule an appointment. Online at metrohealth.net/heart-vascular.
Looking for fresh food, variety, and great deals? Shop your local Family Fare supermarket and sign up for our Yes Rewards program for everyday savings, exclusive digital coupons, rewards, and other special perks. Plus, you can use your Yes account to shop online with the Fast Lane, our new online grocery shopping service. Just order online, select pickup, and we'll do all your shopping for you. It's that easy. To learn more about shopping with Yes at Family Fare, visit shopfamilyfare.com.
Hey, we get it. Right now, searching for the right college is a challenge. At Ferris State, we turn challenge into opportunity so that you don't have to put your life on hold. Study in person, online, or both, whatever's right for you. Our virtual admissions tools let you connect, explore, and enroll. Ferris State University, we're ready when you are to help you move Ferris forward. Go to ferris.edu/now to apply free.
For almost 60 years, Earhart Construction has successfully built some of the most well-known structures and facilities across the West Michigan landscape. These projects set the foundation for where we are today. Providing a distinctive construction experience for our clients has been Earhart's priority since the beginning, and it continues to be their primary focus today. We can't wait to make your next commercial or residential project a reality. Contact us today by visiting earhartcc.com. Again, that's earhartcc.com.
All right, we are back for the final time here tonight at East Kentwood Falcon Stadium as the Sailors, with an impressive 37-13 victory, takes us into the Van Salkema Family Farms post-game show. And Arlen, there's so much positive to talk about in this game. What's a couple things that really stick out to you?
Well, I think the balanced attack for South Christian, not only on the ground but through the air. 149 yards passing, 214 yards rushing for South Christian, a real balanced attack. What's the advantage of that? It keeps a defense not knowing what you're going to run. You start out with a strong ground game, and it sucks up the linebackers. The safety starts sneaking up to provide run support, and then you, bam, drop it right over the top for the big score. That's what we've seen DeHaan do time over time. We saw him do it twice tonight with the passes over top. A couple of stats that really jump off the page here is that third down conversion. South Christian's at 40% 4 out of 10. 30% for the Hawks. They were 3 for 9. We saw a lot of action on 4th down. The Sailors 3 for 5 on their 4th down attempts. Also, our turnover stat. 1, 2, 3, 4 turnovers tonight by Forest Hills Eastern. The 2 interceptions, the 2 fumbles. One thing that caused that early in the game was we saw the starburst that kind of cost the Hawks a possession early on. They benefited from it in the third quarter with a touchdown, but still, the turnovers in a game like this where you have to play at your apex if you want to beat the really a talented South Christian team that has a lot of skilled players all over the field, you cannot have turnovers like that. 4 turnovers in a game, it's going to be difficult to come out victorious. Dahan, 5 for 14, 86 yards in the first half, turned it on in the second half to finish with 149 yards passing and 3 touchdowns. Our player of the game, Chandler Van Salkema, led receivers with 78 yards on 3 catches with 2 touchdowns, but on the ground, hard fought, 84 yards on 19 carries and 2 touchdowns. This is a South Christian team that came out tonight in a rather business-like manner and walked away with the victory just as they were expected to do. What you can't afford to do is lose games you're supposed to win. And we made mention earlier about the banana peel at East Grand Rapids. Fortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to come and kind of be a skeleton in the closet for South Christian. But tonight, they get their 5th win, and if they do everything that they're supposed to do, then hopefully they'll get the 6th win next week.
All right, well, final thoughts here for the night. Ireland, first of all, it has truly been a privilege to be able to sub in here for Bob Sack today. I've had a lot of fun with you guys up here in the box today, and first opportunity to really watch this Sailor team, and I just want to kind of put you on the spot here. Is I know there's still 2 more games before the playoffs start, but you almost think it's a done deal with the Ottawa Hills game next week. What I saw, and agree or disagree with me here, is the one facet of the game that's going to have to continue to improve, particularly for the Sailors, is going to be the defensive play.
Well, not so fast, Kim Wasabi. Nothing is a done deal. So next week against the Bengals of Ottawa Hills, if the Sailors can fine-tune, then they can use that as a warm-up game for the big game against Cedar Springs. It's important that they don't take anything for granted. You got to play the game at the best of your ability, and that way you can tune up for that big showdown you're going to have against the Red Hawks.
All right, well, it has been a very entertaining game today. Once again, our final score, today's game was brought to us by our friends from Treadstone. The final score between the Sailors and the Hawks, it was 37-13, South Christian with the win. A big thank you. I want to send a couple thank yous out to Tim Chenoweth, who provided us with some great stats. Todd Schrotenborn does a great job helping us out, getting everything set up on the video side. And, of course, Arlen, it has been a pleasure working with you tonight. Bob, I hope you weren't missed as much as you might have been. It has truly been a pleasure for me. Again, I'm Joey Sutherland. It has been an honor. Again, our final score, 37-13, South Christian with another impressive victory. They're now 5-2 on the season. That's going to wrap it up here tonight from East Kentwood High School. Thanks for watching, everybody. Until next time, God bless and good night.